And so, well, we've got a course car leaving now.
That's what I mean. Did the MGB make it to the finish?
We shall wait and see.
Because I heard the Fiat 500 go past us. At our commentary box, you can hear them coming into the Part Ferme, but I didn't see the MG.
Well, so Patrick Rousier, anyway, has crossed the line. Once again, these guys will be working on the minor placings for Category 3. So they are fighting for their own individual honour. Currently, the category is led by Roger Schnellmann. He needs only 2/10 ahead of Mikhail Ratajczyk, and Nicholas Werther a further second behind him. So realistically, it's going to be between Ratajczyk and Schnellmann for the gold medal, I think, in this category, and we will see them a little bit later.
Yes, unless the other Evo 5 gets back out.
That's
could
a good
be
point.
a slight extra bit of excitement there. That was where the BMW had the moment, where they're now doing a bit of sweeping. Maybe that's what it's for. He had a bit of a grassy moment coming through there.
Entirely possible.
But, yes, the course car went through camera 7, hasn't got to camera 8. So we wait and see. Here's our Category 3 classification on the screen now. So Schnellmann, by only less than 0.2 of a second. Phenomenal. With Werther popping into third, sorry. So it's all to play for at the end of this category. Quite a lot of cars to come, though. Before we see those, Category 3 is actually, I think, the biggest category here of cars. So we've got quite a lot of cars to get through before we get to those guys. So as you can see, everyone enjoying a lovely day. Absolutely beautiful weather here for a beautiful October day here in Italy. Just really nice and warm, but not too hot for both car and competitor and spectator. So it's really, really lovely weather. But yeah, we wait to see what's happened, I believe, between cameras 8 and 9. So that is coming out of, where's camera 8 and 9? There's camera 8 and there's camera 9.
They're basically coming out of Suntul Baldo's turn, and then we don't pick everything up again until the end of the straight.
Oh, so it's in the fast switchback section after the hairpin that we may have had a slight moment, but we wait to see.
Indeed we do. Lots of spectators here today, all of them enjoying the sunshine and the beautiful autumn weather. As you say, it's perfect for getting your car working right, this sort of weather. Gets the hot enough to keep the tyres working, but not power sapping heat. Because of course internal combustion engines prefer cooler air. Colder air the better.
So I think we've awarded our first gold medal to...
we have awarded our first gold medal of 2018, I think.
Which I think, fantastic. I know that Perugini was very much favourite coming into the day.
But it's that sport for you. It's all sort of gone slightly wrong, hasn't it? Which it does from time to time in sport. And you just have a...
Well, he had 2 runs to put it together well, because the BMW lost a bit of time on that last run. So you're right. Just a fantastic effort. Really, really good.
Absolutely. So we've still got the Category 3 we're running, so that's what we've got up as the current running order. These are cars 186, etc. And just to give you a flavour, we're currently on car 150. So we've got a lot of, we've still got quite a few competitors to get through before we get from 86 to 80, who are the real big boys in the class.
Scott, remember, they had a wheel issue in that last one. I don't know if you could see it.
No.
So they had to bring another one up. So we could get back down. So I don't know what happened. But he had to have another wheel put on at the top.
That would explain a thing or two. Right, so we've picked up a course car, which
Who's
appears to be
doing a
turning back round.
At camera 7.
So
that's one of the course cars. That's not the S-Class, though, is it?
No. It's the...
That's the... is it an E-Class?
It's a C-Class.
It's a C-Class, yes. I can't tell them they're different. They all look the same. They just... You just zoom in a bit, and that's a C-Class, and you zoom out, and that's... seems to be the way that they've designed them.
Yes, it's the family face ethos of car design these days.
Yeah.
Whereas people say, yes, Audi have bought a photocopier and now they have a new car.
Yeah, the most important button they have in their design studio is the zoom button. Yes, it's the MG.
Oh, dear.
That's a crime shame.
The MGs, yes, had a little moment. Oh, he's lost a front wheel. That's a pity.
I think he's okay, so that's the main thing. But he'd gone really well this weekend, but maybe trying a little bit too hard.
Yes, absolutely.
So Mick O'Shea, that's a non-run. At least it only lasts one of the day, so they don't lose any more.
Well, absolutely. And he's got, I suppose you've got all winter to
put it back together
Put it back together. He was possibly wondering what he was going to do. So...
yes, it has lost a front left wheel, hasn't it? Pull the corner off it.
Yeah, slightly.
And the boot, which may have been as it clattered the barrier, but main thing is, I think he's okay. I haven't seen an ambulance.
Nope, so that's
great.
okay.
That's good news.
Interesting that we've had a little tap here as well.
Yeah, he's.
So I think
he's done it properly.
What we've probably done is gone in rear right first, and then it's bounced off and into the barrier and took the front left with it. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So I think we should be getting going pretty soon. The car is now out of the way. I didn't see the big Mercedes go back past, but I wasn't looking for it.
Not yet, no. So we're zooming in on the. It's turning into a little bit of a graveyard, unfortunately, for
yes,
cars
it's a
which
bit
have had
crowded.
incidents and have had to be popped there. But yes, we've got... there you go, there's the other one. There's the other course car making its way down.
So 2 or 3 minutes and we should be good to go. I mean, time-wise, we're into the last batch and it's 3 o'clock, so we're not doing badly.
No.
I think we're doing quite well.
Yes, I think so. I think we're...
And we've had a few... this batch is smaller than the rest because we've had a few fall by the wayside.
Absolutely.
And also, there's no return of the sports and touring cars after this batch.
Yes, everyone's going to be uphill, and they'll all gather
All be
uphill.
Yes, Parc Fermé is actually at the top of the hill. We don't have Parc Fermé at hill climbing in the UK, but we do here. It's an international FIA event, so I think it's about half an hour. And I will be leaving you as soon as the last run crosses the line to go and interview the gold medal and silver medal, bronze medalists.
Excellent.
Which will be good. So the Mercedes back into position at the start, and they will refire. This little thing is so cool. So rear-engined Suzuki Hayabusa powered Fiat 500. It's brilliant.
With the central driving position.
With the central driving position.
Yes, it's yes, it must be an absolute scream to drive.
Yeah, it's quick. It's a really quick car.
Well, if you turn the wheel too hard, you're going to swap ends, aren't you?
Not that there's much ends to swap.
No, it's true.
It's sort of longer. It's now wider than it is long. So, on the start line, that's the clerk of the course giving the thumbs up to the driver to turn to look at the starting board. So he's now under starter's orders. Really clever little starting boards. They're like rally starting boards, but you don't have to go as soon as the light goes green. You can have a minute, but it just tells you when, it gives you sort of the 10-second countdown.
Yes, it does actually. So it's quite a nice piece of kit, that, isn't it?
Yeah. And we're away.
Just takes his green straight away. And so, accelerating down the road.
Lifting a left front wheel off the ground as he came through there.
And we are, of course, as previously mentioned, we're now in Category 3. We've had the first few cars of Category 3. Category 1 is done and dusted. And very enthusiastically making the way down to Turn 6. Doesn't really bother the apex much on it, unfortunately. But piling into Turn 7, nice and swiftly.
Lifting the front wheel again off the ground as he came through there. As we have the Belgian
of Leonard Blocks, the Vauxhall Astra, Opel Astra, I should say. Now for something completely different. Rasping its way through the Esses. Now under the bridge and into the double right-hander at Turn 6.
Dara Fay off the line in the little Suzuki Swift 1400cc car. Lovely little car this. He's been going very quickly all weekend, finding lots of time on every run. Carrying loads of speed through the S's there, hardly lifting off, which, as we said, in these little cars, it is all about momentum.
Absolutely, yes. It's like being in a Mini. It's not about how quickly you get to 60. It's about getting to 60 and staying there everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Same with this, actually, in this little Dacia Sandero TCE. Three-cylinder 900cc engine. So, again, all about momentum.
Absolutely, yes. A slightly more sedate and measured approach down to that first corner, but we are now back with De Sedila, and he's now coming through the Tonanti, the final set of corners, 15, 16, and 17, and accelerating away and crossing the line now.
Again, lifting his front wheel every possible opportunity through the S's. Meanwhile, joining the fray at the start line, we have Teobaldo Foleo in his little Peugeot 106 GTI. So we're into the hot hatch sector of running now. As
Ramona Russo leaves our vision past Turn 7, and we actually have Teobaldo Foleo, who has actually been doing very well indeed in this category. Actually, when he's got his head down and kept going.
Leaving the line now, Catalin Cedric Gigea in your favourite car, Ellie, the car you're going to put an offer in, I'm sure.
Absolutely, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, if you win the lottery, get one of those. Lovely little Alfa, really, really nice car.
Absolutely, very beautifully prepared. Had a good look over at Scrutineering a couple of days ago. Really nicely screwed together motor car, and he'll be followed up by an Opel Kadett. Very excitable little Opel Kadett. There it is. Bruno Cazzoli from Belgium, rasping his way away again, and he's been having some tail-out fun all day in this Kadett. So we'll see how it translates again.
Through under what I believe is an aqueduct, by the way, and carrying on through the long right-handing here past the. It's. Back with the Dacia Sandero of Paola Ramona. She's been driving actually really well this weekend. Really, really good lines and trying to keep the momentum up as much as she can in quite an underpowered car.
Indeed. So she's going very nicely and crosses the line. She's about to have Fileo in her rear view mirror. So I expect we could possibly hold this shot. And there he is. And he's about to cross the line, which he does now. So we've that isn't Stephen Darley, I'll tell you that much for nothing.
No.
But who it is Sandra Becker, and leaving the line now. Lots of enthusiasm, getting quicker and quicker. The Luxembourger. As we are back with Giega as he comes up through the last few corners. Is there anything more Italian than an Alfa Romeo winding its way up these roads?
No.
No, there is not. Only a small amount of smoke emanating from it.
Yeah, don't know why it says Stephen Darley on the screen. It's definitely not him.
That's not him either. That one, that is in fact Sebastian Stark, the under-25 entrant from Belgium. Oh, hello, we've had a little bit of a mischief in the cadet.
Yeah, the cadets.
Which has just happened out of our sight.
Oh, on both sides, he's touched something in the left rear and with the front splitter, and actually the debris flag is out. He might have a little bit of a, he might have had a little bit of a spin at some point. Either way, back to Sebastian Stark. Sebastian is under 25. He is the younger brother of Corentin Stark, who was racing for Belgium at Sturberg 2 years ago. No relation of Sansa Stark?
No.
From Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Right, good. Okay, just checking. So, we are back with Vincenzo Ottaviani in the little Citroen Saxo, coming through the Esses now and across the line to do a finish the Masters. I think they've held the Clio on the line. Yeah,
Sebastian Stark's just being held just for the moment, whilst I don't know if Sandra Becker is still on her way.
Sandra's still going, yes.
So she's all right. So we're going to have a clear hill for Sebastian Stark. And she's still making her way to the top. Nice lines, very clean and tidy. Could have used a bit more of the road on the exit. Maybe, but nicely round the last hairpin and smoothly does it. Shortest possible route and over the line.
155.6 for Sandra there.
And Sebastian Stark is now underway. The 2-litre engine rasping away 4-cylinder. Very revvy little cars, these Renaults. Making his way now through to turn 6.
Just checking the time. Sandra's gone from a 2 minutes 2 in her first run to a 1:55. That's a fantastic amount of time that people are finding today as they start to get a grip on this hill.
Absolutely. Matija Brekliček. Honda Civic Type R. So we've got into a first of our little glut of Type Rs. Croatian driver. Driving with a great amount of enthusiasm. Rasping away, and then we've got a 106.
Yes, Iokim Theos from Greece in the 106. Again, a lovely little hill climb car. This we heard from the Greek team manager earlier. They're just so excited to be here and came with a lot more cars than they came with the first time, which is great. I think 9 cars they brought. Really, really hoping to improve on the 4th place they got in the Masters in the Nations Cup last time. 4th is never a position you want to finish.
No, it's not. It's the loneliest place in the world, 4th.
Yeah.
And but either way, Iokim Theos is making good progress in this little 106. Nice, solid platform for a hill climbing car. Sebastian Stark, meantime, is accelerating his way out of the last few hairpins. Nice and tight, preserving momentum, letting it wash out slightly wide. And then a quick right-left flick and over the line. His stage work is done.
153.19 for Sebastian's last run there.
So here we have got Matevs Kuden, excuse me. He's already going through turn 7, and so whilst we look back and we have got the Type R making its way round the last few corners, we've had Richard Brandt leave the line unspotted by us, and over the line goes the Honda, and here comes Richard Brandt, absolutely herring his way.
He's had a really good day, hasn't he?
He's had a great
lot
day.
Of speed.
He has. He's always a very vigorous driver, is Richard Brandt. Always chucks it about.
Coming up through the S's now, we're back with our Polish driver, Iokim Theos in his 106 as he comes up to complete his Masters. Keep an eye on the positions, and I think he'll go quicker.
There we go. And so we've got Tommy Gardner sat on the line now, another of our Irish entrants in this Civic. I'm not up with my Civic model numbers, I'm afraid, but it's the late 90s one. I think that would make it an EP2. I'm not wholly sure. But he's, yes, travelling very, very smartly indeed as Matevs Kuden finishes his run.
We forgot to mention that Didier Bugeja is also on the hill in his Peugeot 106 as well. I just saw him flash past one of our other cameras here in the commentary box.
Indeed.
Off the line is Best Fort Bunjako in his Opel Astra OPC, the two-door coupe version of that car. Been going very nicely this weekend.
Yep, wrestling it around, rasping exhaust note again. On their way through. Cresting over and into the little dip prior to the long right-hander, and as Richard Brandt is slowing over the line. That's a shame for Richard. He'll be very disappointed by that, so something's gone a little bit wrong there. He has got a 106 in hot pursuit, Didier Bugaja.
Yeah, and off the line on your screens is the Renault Clio of Conrad Biela. Again, a slightly wide body Clio this. I'm not sure how much of a Clio there is left in that car. Really, but it's the wide body version, but running the 4-cylinder engine. Screaming away nicely as it goes up the hill there.
Absolutely isn't, and we've had Marcus Fink has already made his way up the hill, but we're now with Tommy Garner from Ireland.
And on the line, this is the AX, the Citroen AX of Trifonas Chasparis, again from Greece. A lovely wide-bodied wheel arch extension he's done to this car. Really, really quick little car, very, very light. As across the line we have, I believe that was Tommy Gardner just completing his 2018 Masters.
Indeed, and it is Chasapis who was actually left the line in the AX. And these little early 90s four-pot engines do make a very sonorous little noise.
They do sing, don't they? They really do. Coming into the Esses now, we're back with the Opel Astra OPC of Besfort Bunjako from Kosovo, coming up to complete his Masters.
Went very close to the guardrail.
He did take a
bit
bit too much apex there. You need Don't Cut in your ears, don't you, from Nicky Grist,
you do
from Colin McRae too. But not far behind him, I just saw coming into shot, actually, it almost caught him up, was the Renault Clio of Conrad Biela. So he's done a great time. Flying
along, and here's James Kerr, man from Yorkshire. Flying along in the little 205, lovely example of the breed this. Nice and flat on his way. Has been locked in a battle with Richard Brandt all weekend for fastest time, rather like they have been in the Midland and British Leaders Championship all year. And he goes out of our sight, and it's Marcus Fink.
Yes, into shot now is Marcus Fink in the little Citroen C2. He's been going very nicely this week on the under-25 from Germany. That's the other two cups to keep an eye on. There is an under-25 cup, and there is also a ladies' cup as well during the weekend.
We have another 106 making its way up the hill, Gavin Neat. Very, very modified little 106 from the British Championship. And then we are joining Chasapis again.
Chasapis, yes. Trifonas Chasapis, who's just waggling the rear wheels of the little Citroen in the air as he came through the Esses. And he's across the line for a 150.04 to go 137th.
Yep, and here comes Gavin Neat, keeping his foot hard in. Never seen a car waggle its rear wheel around in the air quite as much as this one does. Keeping a fair degree of restraint about it today, and we're back again with more front hot hattery with James Kerr. Nice and tidy on his way round the last of the hairpins.
Using all the track as well.
Absolutely, he is.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely, nicely done. 1:57 dead. Nice at the time.
Coming into the we haven't seen much of him, but the most spectacular escort on the hill today, the only escort on the hill though, is on its way to completing its Masters, just coming through and up and over the finish now. Big slides it came through on our screens, Ali.
And in the meantime, we have Jean Tournelle in the 306 Maxi, the F2 kit car. Went round upsetting the establishment in the hands of Francois Jellicoeur and Gilles Panizzi in the early 90s. And then now we have an iridescent Sergio Nogueira from Portugal.
Another of the little Clios. The Mark II is quite very popular. It's lighter body shell than the Mark III, so make a really, really good hill climb car.
Well, yes, the little French hot hatches from the 90s and early 2000s still hold very much sway in the British Championship, especially, just because they're so light.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of understeer there from Gavin Neat as he makes his way around the last two corners, and he's over his line.
with a 2 minutes .47 there for Gavin.
And we've got a little Saxo VTS here in the hands of Vasilis Rekas, Greek driver. Nicely done, beautifully prepared car actually. Looks the business, and he's over the line now. It's 1:49.05, not bad at all.
On the hill, we have about to come into shot. There it is, the Renault Megane Coupe of Kostyu Iordinov from Bulgaria. Had a bit of was it a spin this morning, but kept going, made it to the top.
Yes, that's correct.
Followed swiftly by the only Mini in the field,
which is Giovanni Lafredo.
Popping and banging on the overrun there. This being one of the turbocharged versions of the Mini, so a slightly later model. A quick car.
And he's 80. I've still got a slightly old school romantic attachment to the idea of a supercharger.
Yes.
I have to say, rather than a turbo.
Off the line in one of the most dramatic cars off the line I saw yet when I was down there earlier. Panagotis Soldatas. Really, really quick car, this Ford Fiesta Turbo. Based, I believe, on an R5 rally car. Oh, using all the track there coming through the Esses for the little Clio. Had a wheel in the gutter.
It was Sergio Nogueira, and the Polish corners had its second win. Portuguese corner.
I don't know.
Portuguese corners had its second win, so they keep encouraging him on.
Yeah, maybe that's why he drove so close to them. Off the line is the most dramatic BMW of the day, the E36 M3 of Jacek Handel. He seems to have calmed down after this morning's slidey, drifty
stuff, but he's still enjoying himself in the classic.
Oh, yes.
The classic 1990s BMW Checker.
Lovely sound as well from these cars.
Absolutely, yeah, beautiful straight six noise. In the meantime, Lafredi is making his way to the top. He's now into the last few corners, and will soon Giovanni. And will soon be at a point where he can get himself in Parc Fermé and put his feet up. 144.8.
44.8 for the little for the Mini. Let me see what he did this morning. It was some people have been going quicker on their third run. Some people have actually been going slower.
And here we have got John Pick in this fantastic Mattea. I've said it earlier today, and for new viewers, I can guarantee you've not seen one like this before. Subaru Impreza underpinnings under it. And here we have got Yannick Handel, who's obviously been up to something a bit amusing. Oh, hello. Just brushed the barrier. He's pulled a little bit of bodywork off, but nothing a bit of glue and baler twine won't fix.
Yeah, that was a brave moment.
Yeah, that it was. No lifting. Don't lift.
No. On the hill is also, well, on the start line on your screens is Panagotis Lioris in his Escort WRC, but also still making. So he has lost a bit of trim, the BMW now.
Yes, he's now smoking. I think something's
rubbing. I think it's a front. Is it a front bumper?
Oh yes, look, he's dragging. I think under tray. I would guess. He's coming along with a more splitter. Either way, he's dragging it along with him and making an awful lot of smoke, but.
We'll make it to the finish.
'Tis but a scratch, and he's over the line.
Somewhere on the hill we also have the Mitsubishi Evo 6 of Sorin Vasily Bottes, which hasn't come into our sight yet, but I hope didn't come across any of the debris. But we will wait to see. Well, they've actually turned. This is interesting. They've turned the Causal off, the Escort off on the line. So we're waiting for a Mitsubishi to appear. There he is. Okay, so they might be just doing some sweeping.
So, okay, we've got Sorin Botas now joining us. Nice tidy run on his way through the hairpins, apexing not at all. I was about to say late, but I'm afraid it wasn't much of an apex at all. And he's now heading round the top. And he'll be crossing the line. But I tell you what, John Pick's in very hot pursuit of him. He'll be coming into view very shortly indeed. There he is. And he's just coming round the corner. We've just seen Sorin go round. So
he's
had
caught
a nice
up a lot of that
run.
30 seconds, hasn't he?
He's had a very nice little run going through there in that Mattea. Oh, he's lost time. Did they think there might have been wave yellows? I reckon.
No. John's had a spin because he set off after
Sorin Bottes. So, yes, obviously
before Sorin, sorry.
So yes, John's had a moment.
But he's made it.
He has. All's well at
But he's lost about a minute.
Well spotted.
That's the Greek team manager you can see there, stood by the open door of his driver. He is so enthusiastic, but also extremely proactive as a team manager. He gets so involved and makes sure everyone's in the right place and why are there any stoppages, and coaches his drivers.
Oil.
Right. This is going to put a spanner in the works of anybody wanting to improve their time.
Oh, that's right. We've got some cement dust. Is there nothing it can't absorb?
Depends how much there is and where it started. And the course car is coming up the hill.
Right. So they're going to make a judgment on that one.
So was that off of the BMW? Did it loosen something?
Could have done when it did that.
Oh, he almost got away with that.
Yep. But he didn't.
No.
So what they'll be doing is now, ladies and just for you who don't really know, they're popping down a bit of absorbent material. It's usually cement dust. You can get some other synthetic stuff for that very purpose as well. And that'll just be swept onto the oil and it'll absorb it. And the whole idea being then that you sweep it in and you sweep off the excess and it all just sort of sits there and grips.
That's the aim. Still not quite as grippy as tarmac, so
no, it's not.
You will lose a bit of time. Depends how much of it there is as well. Yes, probably something was poked out the way during the when he got the damage from the floor.
It could have been, for example, pulled an oil filter off. I've seen that happen. It's been more at vintage meetings, to be honest, rather than modern things, when you have those sort of issues, but they do happen.
It looks like it's... They were looking at the finish as well, so I hope it's not all the way to the finish. You can see in front of us the current classification of Category 3, led by 2 Evos, then a Porsche, then another Evo, then that phenomenal Audi Quattro F1, then Yannick Posignon in the V8 BMW M3, then the 911 Cup car, and Thomas Strasser, man of the weekend for me, in a 2-litre front-wheel drive Scirocco, in the top 10 in the class, ahead of a lot of much more powerful machinery.
Yeah, he's doing an absolutely stellar job, isn't he? And it's real overachievement.
Yeah. Canio Marconi on that last screen in the top 20 as well, and his 2-litre BMW was pretty impressive. And as you can probably hear through, I believe it's our camera, well, it's the camera we're looking at, which is just by the Portugal corner. They are singing still. They're up at between turn 16 and 17, up in the Esses, up in the hairpins near the top of the hill. But that's quite a long line.
There is a very thin line of oil there, isn't there? It's a very.
That's a dragging line, isn't it?
Yes. So I think possibly what we've had is an oil pipe fractured and has been running onto the under tray and dribbling out nicely.
Yeah, it's also up past the finish.
Yes, there is a fair old bit of it, isn't there?
They're not sweeping it in.
You see there's a flaw in... Oh, he's got a little spade. I was about to say there's a flaw in his plan here because he's going to bring both of his hands up and realise there's a handle in the way.
Yes, hang on. Yes. Or which one does he now use to sort of distribute it?
Yeah, oh yes.
Yeah.
There's still a bit of an old line that needs rectifying, but we're getting some lovely shots of this Escort WRC 1997 and 1998 vintage. These cars, campaigned by Carlos Sainz, Juha Kankkunen, and Bruno Thierry back in the late 90s. I think they won a couple of rallies in the hands of Carlos Sainz. Lots of podiums in 98, but they never quite managed to get a win out of it again.
So we're still sweeping up the top of the hill. Some fans coming to try and help as well. Well, I say help, look.
Yes.
Yes, might be a bit of a delay. This, if it's there doesn't seem to be sort of that many marshals. There's one broom.
There you go. And I think I know that fan. And I think that fan is a gentleman.
So I'm now joined by Javier Villa from Team Spain, whose first event it is at the Masters and driving the BRC. So firstly, Javier, thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your car. It's not a car that I'm familiar with on hills back in the UK, and it's a very unique car here this weekend. So tell us a bit about it.
Well, it's like a normal, like a Ocella, no? It's a E2. The only difference is that we have cover. I think so that is a little bit more safe because in the hill climb there is many risks. And then we have the difference about the engine. No? We use the motorbike engine, but with turbo. We try to do one car around 75, 80,000 euros, a little bit the half of the biggest one, and try to start the closest possible. For me, this is the first season with this car. I hope that for the next year we can stay less of 5 seconds for a race with the top in the European. So I think that can be good.
Fantastic. And fingers crossed. This is your first Masters, but also Spain's first Masters as a team. So firstly, thank you very much for bringing a team. But secondly, what was it about the Masters that made Spain want to bring a team this year?
Well, I think so that's all. We are so happy to stay here together, our Spain team. In Spain, changed the federation last year and tried to introduce a little bit more. I think so that this thing that the FIA made 2 times ago, this is the 3rd one, is very important. Try to see a little bit the motorsport, how nation, no? Because always we see the motorsport like a driver or like a team, but never we can see like a nation. So I think that is a good point to try to push all together, and in this time Spain can stay here and me with Spain.
Fantastic. And how many cars have you brought?
Well, here we are 6 cars, but 4 for the team. That is the maximum.
Brilliant. And what does your team have an expectation? Are you aiming for a medal, or what's the goal?
Well, here there is 2 things, no? One, my driver, I don't know. We see because the English car is so quick, and I never see. I have a little bit reference of this season for the Europeans with Simone, with Merli, but I don't know with the English guys, so for the overall. And for the nation, I think so that we come in a very good team, very continue, that we can have a very good times, and obviously very close in the boat better. So we see. Before the race, it's better to tell, not now.
Okay, you don't want to jinx it, as we're saying there. Fair enough. Last question then. You've got a big history in motorsport, world touring cars, GP2, as you said. What appeals to you about hill climbing? What made you want to come hill climbing?
Well, many years in the circuit. I love the circuits, I know. But in one moment that 2010, 2012, the money for the team was very difficult, and the BRC is a Spanish manufacturer. Called with me about the hill climb. I started to do the Spanish championships and started to work together, but with national homologation. And after 4 years work together, we made a FIA car, that is this one, the new one, and I really enjoy a lot. It's very different with the circuit, because in the circuit you're driving a lot with your head. In here, a little bit the heart pushing for you.
Yeah. And Andy Prio from the UK, you might know from World Touring Cars, did it the other way around. He started hill climbing and then went circuit racing. You've started circuit racing and now you're hill climbing. Are there any skills or anything that you learnt when you were circuit racing that you can use in hill climbing?
For me, it's the same, no? The only difference is that this is a qualification, only 1 lap. But you need to learn a lot the track. You need to know very good all the corners, where is the limit, because you go really in the limit, and it's only 1 lap. It's difficult when you do the chain, because you need pushing in the first meters, in the first corner. That normally in the circuit now you have 1 lap to warm and then start to pushing. But for me, it's more or less the same. Very different, for example, the rally, that I never drive, but the hill climb or the racetrack is, for the driver, it's more or less the same. A little bit more pumpy.
Fantastic. Javier, thank you so much for talking to us. Best of luck for you and for Team Spain this weekend, and I hope it all goes really well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Javier Villa talking to me on Friday, just after the driver's briefing about his weekend ahead. Javier, an ex-GP2, ex-World Touring Car driver. Very quick driver. Going really well this weekend. He's in, where is he? He's 17th overall at the moment, but that is in a 1 litre turbocharged car. So he's probably 350 brake, he reckons, so quite a long way down on the power of some of the cars ahead of him, so he's going very, very well. So we're still under red flag conditions here as they sweep. The course cars are going back down, but there is quite a lot of oil down because I can see it on our camera views, which are the Esses at the top of the hill, and also on camera 8, which is quite a lot further down the hill. So, yes, the first couple of cars up are going to have quite a dusty ride, I think. But these things happen in hill climbing, and they will do the best they can. As you can hear from the screen, all the fans at Portugal Corner having a fantastic time. They've been like this all weekend. They've just had the most brilliant attitude and atmosphere, and using the bar at the top of the hill as well, that's been doing a roaring trade throughout the weekend. So we're going to show you some highlights here of the day so far. On the line here is the one of the Ferraris, one of the quickest Ferraris actually in the previous class in category 1. That is the Ferrari of Luca Gaetani, who had a really good run to what we think is third position in overall. We're just waiting for classification. Then we have the big GTR, the big brute of Jose Correa from Portugal. This car is quite a handful, but the team did a brilliant job to rebuild it overnight last night after it had quite a big off yesterday and damaged the front of the car. If you look closely, the headlights are actually sticky tape. So they've done a fantastic job to get that car ready and back out and racing this today. Car singing its way up through the Esses. So a very unique GTR howl that this car has. Big car to help climb this. It's very quick, but it's a big car. Then we had after that with Jan Millon in the McLaren 650S GT3. Never been here before, so taking it a little bit more steadily than some of the Italian competitors who know where the hill goes. Again, the really nice lines through the Esses. This footage, we're back now, getting to the top of his run, getting to the top of Luca Gaetani's run. Really nicely through the Esses here. Really nice and smooth, and picking up the throttle early as he accelerates away towards the line as he crosses it there. This is potentially this is the provisional gold medal winner for category 1. Sorry, the cars for European Hill Climb homologated GT and touring cars. The reason I say provisional is because there is a parc fermé at the end of the event, and until the cars have cleared that, all results are provisional. Back into the Esses now with the Nissan, with Jose Correa in the Esses at the top of the hill, having to take it very steady through here. Big slide, as you saw there, as the car tried to step away. Big bout of oversteer. But he'll be pleased to get to the top and have completed the weekend after quite a difficult day yesterday. And then joining the run was the only man we thought would be able to disrupt the BMW's run to gold. This is Lucio Perugini, but we don't think he did it. Number 161.
We think he's in second.
Yeah, as I said, everything is provisional until we see the final results published by the FIA. McLaren taking it nice and steadily as he got up towards the finish. But if they show the footage of the BMW in a moment, you'll see he had a very big grassy moment. They're not going to show it. So the BMW did get to the top, but did not improve on his time from earlier. So, as you can see, I think we seem to have a cricket right by the camera.
We do see.
Oh, he's shut up now. Anyway, the course car is going back down the hill. There is a lot of dust on the circuit. They've had the road sweeper out, but I don't know how far back down the hill it goes. We can't see from camera 7 if there's any chalk dust down there. But this...
no, we can't. I don't think so. I think looking at it, it's still going... See, it's coming all the way from the straight, actually.
Yes.
If you look up there, isn't it?
Yes, but given that the accident happened, or the contact quite a long way
Yes.
back, I don't know how far up the straight it comes. So, I mean, fortunately, the cars that are at the top of Group 3 are four-wheel drive, so they will be able to find the grip, but the marshals are being cleared back to their posts.
Yeah, I do think someone in the Portuguese camp has either got a telly or a medium of finding out that they are on telly.
Yes, they are very good at waving. Let's try. If you're in the Portuguese camp, can hear us and can understand us, give us a big wave. No, I think they just wave at everything.
I think it was just lucky.
I think they just wave at cars, trucks, everything. Yeah, that's a lot of chalk dust.
That is. I think there'll be some slightly more hesitant runs being made in the next few cars up.
The problem will be for the obviously the Nations Cup is about consistency.
That is
So
very
it's
true.
very tricky to be consistent when the hill changes characteristics quite so much. But that's the challenge.
So the course car's getting itself back into position out of camera shot. So hopefully the Ford Escort WRC of Panagiotis Lioris will be able to retake its position at the start, and we can get rolling.
A couple of cars will start to hoover it up off the racing line, especially when we get to the aero cars. They really do suck it back out and disperse of it. But we have quite a lot of cars to go until then, which is a bit of luck. So we shall see. Sorry about that. My colleague just choking on his water there, so we thought we'd turn the microphones off. Are you okay?
I'm very well.
You're back?
Yes, I'm
okay,
back.
good.
The dangerous part.
Don't breathe down your water. It doesn't work. That's fine. It's been
Doesn't
a long
belong
day.
there. Doesn't belong there.
No. So immediately after, we will do some. I will leave Ali to sum up, as I've got to pop off and interview the winners for the highlights video that will go out.
Oh, they're all. Everyone's amassing already in the Parc Fermé drivers.
Oh, in the party van.
In the party van,
Yeah.
yes. We've got a lot of drivers crewing in there at the moment.
Having a lovely time.
I accept they are gorging themselves on cake and complimentary water.
Well, the amount of stoppages, the first few runners have been up here quite a while. So poor old Gazmend Demoli and his Opel is going to have to send a letter home to tell him he's still okay because he's been up here a while. Oh, by the way, it's Gianni Urbani that's demoing the Acela.
Oh, wonderful.
And
there we go.
I think he might be a historic champion, or he lives in Gubbio,
and he's
an
part of the organising club.
Yes, but unfortunately he didn't get. He's not eligible to compete at the Masters, but they wanted him to have a go, so he had a demonstration.
Right, we've now got the big S class is now back in place. So all things being equal, hopefully we will be getting underway fairly shortly. And we will have Panagiotis Loris, who is currently being loaded back up to the Escort, will be going.
The loudest gear changes of the weekend, that car.
Yes.
The bangs as it changes gear. Yeah. Makes everybody jump.
Absolutely, watching it from the start line yesterday was quite the thing. And there we go, we're ready to go again with Panagiotis Loris, Ford Escort WRC taking the start slot.
It's just a really nicely proportioned car there, isn't it? It just fills its arches nicely. Massive rear spoiler. Proper rally car.
They know how to build cars in Cumbria.
They do. So we've got our red light. So that means 10 seconds to go till he gets his green. Then the yellow, and we'll get the little white countdown on the right of the screen. And oh, they're still holding.
There is a clerk of the course in the way, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't see him. How did I miss him?
So yes, the next few cars up we're expecting will be Simon Paikos and Charles Valentini in a Lancer and an Impreza respectively, and they'll be followed up by Stephen Darley in the Legacy. We'll be hoping for an eventful one.
Yes, he's going through his cat lives, as Stephen Darley. He's got through 2 of them. So probably just waiting to till they hear that the course is fully clear. The sweeper needed to get back to its house, which it lives, I think, in the graveyard about halfway down the hill.
Okay.
But all of our cameras show a clear track, apart from, there we go, yeah, camera 7 was showing nothing, but that now it is showing something. So yes, that's the aforementioned parking zone where all the trucks live. There are some fans up there as well. A nice place to watch up there. They've got quite a lot of drama today.
They have indeed.
There they are, having a great time. It's funny, you see a lot of the fans come over from Portugal and Italy and Spain, and they're cold and have got hoodies on, and then the British fans come over and they're in t-shirts and shorts because this is warmer than it ever is in England. So we wait for the all clear. By the way, one thing we haven't talked about is the performance factor, which they're trying to implement and which hopefully will be run as the Shadow Championship in Europe next year, which is a new way of categorising all the cars competing in the GT, well actually in the touring car category, so all the rally cars and Evos and Golfs and everything, which at the moment, if you want to run in Europe, have to run with their FIA homologation. So it means when they get to the 10 years old and their homologation runs out, they're not eligible to compete anymore. So there are lots of cars sitting around that could be competing in the European Championship that can't, simply because their rally homologation or their circuit homologation has run out.
Okay. Which
isn't really relevant for hill climbing.
No.
And it's very difficult to police. So what they're looking at implementing, the FIA have been doing some research over the last sort of 3 seasons or so, is doing lots of measurements of everything you can measure on the car. Wheelbase, is it 4-wheel drive, manual, sequential gearbox, aero, and how far out the aero sticks, etc., etc. And then coming up with a category based on points, where it doesn't matter what car you have, you go into a category. So it's quite interesting. Anyway, we're underway.
The road sweeper's found his little home, and Loris is on his way in the Escort WRC. Nicely into the Esses. Nice to see a car moving again. Darting around very nicely. Little dab on the brakes.
Nice line through there. Used perfect apex through the right-hander. Over the top of over the brow and into the long right-hander coming up the hill now. And we've gone back to the start for another Evo.
We've got Simon Paikos. He'll be heading up the hill any moment now. Evo 8. So this would be sort of early 2000s, sort of a vintage of a car.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Nicely through there, still got one brake light out. And darting under the bridge, into the sunshine under the bridge actually, dappled sunlight onto the track now, very picturesque. And now we're getting to that point in the evening where we might actually start having a bit of dark light, dark issues.
Yeah, and some suns in your eyes issues. Off the line in the Subaru Impreza goes Charles Valentini in the hatchback version of the Impreza, singing away. You can hear the wastegate fluttering away as it comes off the gas. Nicely through the right-hander. This car was also at the last Masters as well, so this is his second appearance at the event.
Yes, indeed. Yes, we had a few issues on the last one, didn't he? Didn't seem to want to work
both
properly.
of the Imprezas did.
And talking about this, here's poor old Stephen Darley, who wants a clean run out of the Subaru today. Nice run into the first corner. He's got 700 horsepower. I think he might still be being reasonably sensitive with it, and how we come up to the first person to encounter the concrete.
He's doing very well, actually, watching his lines. He's staying, that was good through there as well. He's staying off it as much as he can.
Yes. It's right where you want to put your right wheels on.
It is, and he's done a 151.6, so I will check up his time from this morning and see if he's suffered.
In the meantime, George Kigas in the RS500 Ford Sierra Cosworth with a fast forward, leaving the line bogging down ever so slightly, but nicely on its way through the first corner of the Esses. And in the meantime, we have had Paikos has finished his screaming past the camera goes Kigas. Whilst we have got Valentini making his way now through the hairpins, avoiding the concrete, sending him a little bit wide. He's just about holding on, struggling slightly for traction on the exit, but he's over the line now.
On the line now, my favourite hatchback, I think, here this weekend, the beautiful VW Golf of Gubbio Pisano. A 2-litre car, this revs phenomenally high. It's something like 8,000 or 9,000 RPM that you can get, sorry, higher than that, out of this car.
Stephen Darley in the meantime in the 700 horsepower Legacy. Former time attack car, so really designed for circuit work as much as hill climbing. But he's won some classes in it this year, done very well indeed. He's now over the line.
Next on the line is the Simca CG Turbo. Very quick off the line, this car. Christophe Poissignon driving this car. Rear-engined, a 1428cc turbo. So we believe the Renault 5 turbos underpinnings, at least the engine from it. Meanwhile, back at the finish for the Sierra RS500 Ford of George Kegagis from Greece. Rear-wheel drive version of the car this, and he's across the line.
Strong time there, in there with Conrad Bieler. This is a great car. This is the Scorer Maxi. Another Renault engine, probably another Renault 5 turbo unit.
Yes, I think it is, yes. Another of these sort of French kit car, almost sports cars.
Enormously swift piece of kit to be based on, and goes very, very well indeed. Has got a very good history at the Masters, this car.
On the line now, a Ferrari 458 Challenge, the first of the two that we have running this weekend. Panagotis Iliopoulos. Those waiting for John Zammit from Malta in his Elise. Unfortunately, he touched the barrier in the last run, and his car is abandoned at the side of the track. He's fine, I saw him, but the car is a little bit broken.
That's a great pity in the way that Ilopoulos is making his way now through the Esses and into the distinctly murky world under the bridge, only to burst into bright sunlight just on turning.
It's tricky with the light, isn't it?
It is indeed. And he's going to be making his way around turn 6 now, before I expect we shall be jumping through to...
Off the line, yeah, the Porsche 997 GT3.
Yeah, we didn't see him start, but we've just seen him go around the first corners. Screaming away, keeping the revs up as high as he possibly can on that Porsche 911. Nicely round Paradiso.
Bohan Juranic is on the line now, or Juranic, sorry, in his Renault Clio from Croatia. Wide-bodied Renault Clio here, 2-litre car. Really, really quick little car, but we are now back into the Esses with the Scorer Maxi, Valentini Dubois, going really nicely, slipping and sliding a little bit along the chalk dust as he comes out of there, but he's across the line.
Yes, it's also worth noting that Egidio Pisano, Poissignon and Salve were already over the line happily, as well as Dubois. So now we're back with Juranic as he makes his way through turn 7, and we have got the orange Scirocco of Ivanhoe leaving the line. But we're currently with Ilopoulos, who's in the Greek driver, and of course his 458 Challenge. Very established single mate racing for Challenge. Has been supporting Le Mans for years. Was that the Trofeo?
No, they do. They alternate at Le Mans. Ferrari, Porsche, and Aston alternate their one-mate races every 3 years. But the Challenge has done it. Yeah.
And so off the line goes the VW Corrado.
Yes.
Driven by Hans Eller.
That one's, yeah, stunning car, this, as we've been saying all weekend, but immaculately put together.
Absolutely is. Paul Rutter has just finished, as has Ilopoulos.
Next car to run, which is just sat on the line waiting to go. This is one to watch. This is Thomas Strasser in his 2-litre car. But we'll get back to him. We're having a bit of a replay here of a lovely
Rutter
slide.
Excitingly getting out.
Very nice.
Nice bit of car control over the concrete dust. And here comes the aforementioned Thomas Strasser, currently 5th in class in this incredibly eager little 2-litre Scirocco.
Yeah. He will be down on power and grip compared to the Evos. Remember, it's only 2-wheel drive, this car, but it's just that his momentum that he carries is phenomenal.
Uranich is home and dry.
Back on the line now with the Fiesta ST-R5 Plus of Manuel Correa from Portugal. The R5, a global set of rally regulations, but this car turned up to about 11. A lot more power than it has when it rallies.
Has indeed, in which, in the meantime, Emenhoff is home. And his Masters is all done and dusted.
Lovely lines as well through the Esses there, using every inch of the track. Correa, you know, the guys are really starting to learn this track after a day or 2 days running it now.
They are indeed. And Hans Eller is currently, here he is, Hans Eller making his way up through the switchbacks at the Tornanti. Accelerating away. And he's crossing the line. Quicker than Ebenholt.
Next on the hill in one of the pretty incredibly styled Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 9s is Julian Teliski. 2.3 litre, so slightly stretched turbocharged car this. Very quick, and he's getting quicker as the day goes on.
But here we go, this is the car we all wanted to see. It's Thomas Strasser doing very, very nice. He's struggling a little bit for traction out of that corner. But he comes and he pops in a 1:44.8. And now we've got waiting on the line Luigi Sambuco in the Alfa Romeo 155, every inch the touring car. But in the meantime, he was left the line unbeknownst to us. We've got Vito Taglienti in the Peugeot 308 as Manuel Correa goes past Portuguese corner and on his way up to the finish line. To rapturous applause from his countrymen. He's all done, 1:42.59. In the meantime, we're going back to Sambuco in this lovely Alfa Romeo 155, who is really, really on it.
Super Tourer car this, so really, really sophisticated under the bonnet. Some of the suspension work on that. Really quick car as well. Off the line in the Seat Eurocopa, the Leon is Joaquim Teixeira from Portugal for his 3rd run of the day.
Absolutely, and we have just seen Taliski finish up his runs. So now we are now watching back on the screen Teixeira, and this is Pedro Marquez. Bogged that down horribly, I'm afraid to say, Pedro. He's now creeping away from the line, but he'll build up momentum as he goes through the S's. Flying away, popping and banging slightly on the overrun. And into the dappled evening sunlight of the late autumn. Round the corners, very neat, very tidy.
Just leaving the line out of shot now is Andrea Palazzo in his Peugeot 308 RC, 1600cc naturally aspirated car this. And they turned it into a TCR car later on in its career. I think this was when they had a one-make series that this car was from. Slightly earlier, slightly not turbocharged, so not quite as powerful.
Yes, we've got Vito Taglienti is now all done and dusted.
Then on the line we have Luis Felipe Lunes in his Audi RS3 TCR, another of the TCR cars. Bogged down a little bit off the line there, but he's got it going now. The guy from Portugal, man from Portugal, and he's through the first corner, and he's away through the S's.
Yes, and I hear you ask, are the Portuguese still going at their corner? The answer is yes,
yes,
of course they are. Flags
are out with great applause.
So Teixeira is now home, so another of their drivers is back. As we look at Michael Zemp, as we quickly switch from Luis Nunes, who was in the RS3. Oh, another slightly sluggish start there from the Sayit.
Really difficult to get off the line, these cars.
And nipping around into the Esses, but it's Pedro Marquez now who's finishing up his run. Accelerating away to the line, which he now crosses.
On the line now, about to come into your shot, sorry, is the Sayit Cooper TCR of Michael Zemp, working his way nicely up the circuit, using all the road, and we've cut back now to the Esses, to Andrea Palazzo, the under-25 Italian driver, about to complete his run, nicely up through the corner, getting the power down early, using all the road there and across the line.
Indeed, we've got something really rather lovely on the hill at the moment. It's kellyo Marconi in his BMW. But we haven't seen him yet because we've gone straight to Yannick Possignon in this big V8 M3.
Phenomenal car. It's about 6th in class at the moment, I think. Really, oh, there you go. There's the Portuguese fan club on the telly there, waving their flags with
Lewis
great
Nunes
vigour.
going past, indeed. In his TCR Audi RS3, just dodging the barrier on the exit over the line.
Who are we going to cut to now? We're going to see, we've got the M3. Listen to the noise this thing makes. Phenomenal.
Yeah, beautifully done. Absolutely brutal old school V8 sounds from it. And we have got Michael Zemp, who's making his way to the top. Been a long old climb for him, but he's getting there now. 1 minute 42.6, not a bad time.
Back at the start now with... we've lost one of the Porsches.
Well, he's on his way.
Have we missed him?
He is on his way already.
Oh, good. Okay, I do apologise, everybody. Humberto Janssens is on the line from Spain in his 991 Cup. Good. Fantastic car, that. Also out of shot, unfortunately, kellyo Marconi has just crossed the line in his BMW.
Indeed, so we have got now heading down towards turn 6 is we've got Humberto Janssens, but we're now looking at Roberto Ragazzi.
Who's on the line?
So Yannick Possignon is just about to finish up his runs.
Big slide as he came through
beautiful
this.
slide on his
Lovely,
way
isn't it?
out. Beautiful piece of car control. As we are still here with Ragazzi on his way up the hill. As you can see, the shadows almost lengthening run by run as he makes his way up towards the top. Nice committed run on his way round the corner. In the meantime, Enrique Perello is making his way up towards the top of the course as well. Here he is. Nice and tidy on his way round the Tonantes. The starting to get less and less dust as the worst of it has now suddenly been brushed away.
We've also had off the line the 996 Porsche of Frederic Neff, so he's also on the hill now. But we've now cut back to the 991 coming through the Esses. That's Humberto Janssens coming up towards the line and crossing it now.
Yep, lovely stuff. Neff has gone out of camera shot, so he's over in the middle somewhere. And then we have actually now moved on to the bright orange Lancia. It's back. It's
Fantastic.
been fixed. And it's Felix Paler.
Yes, he lost his second run due to an issue, which was a shame. But we've also a shame not to see Marius Steck back in his Ford Fiesta, but that was a big impact with the wall.
It
so
was. He pulled the whole corner off, yes.
Was never going to see that again, unfortunately, this weekend. So we're straight into Marco Sprollini, in his Lancia Delta Evo.
Right, okay, the next car we have up, he's sitting on the line now, is Nicholas Verver. He is one of the guys in contention for a medal in Category 3. We're now really the next 6 cars are at the business end of Category 3. This will be where this category is won and lost.
On the line now for Nicholas Verver in the turbocharged car, and he's away. Nice start. Loads of power in this car because it's been turbocharged. Nicely through the first corner, taking it nice and steady through there. When the track really straightens up is when this car really comes on song. He's really quick through the S's, using all the track through there. Through the long right-hander. Again, using all the circuit, and we've cut back to one of the Mitsubishis. This is Thomas Kessler in the Evo 8. Off the line again. Massive black plumes of smoke come out of the car because of how rich it runs. But he's away and he's on his way up the hill now.
Yes, it is. Nice controlled run through the Esses. Nice tidy lines on his way through. Tidy is invariably quick. As Felix Pedro is making his way up to the top of the hill. Kessler flying round the corners. Right,
ooh,
so
good.
Simon Lukacic is back.
He's fixed it.
He's currently fourth, as you can see there, 1.43 seconds off the pace. So he will be very keen to improve. He did something to the car off the start line in his last run, but he's back now.
He's doing better than his last run so far. He's got
Already.
through the first corner. So he will... Wow, big twitch as it came through there. He's all the road on the left and the right. He is really committed. He really wants this medal. But now we cut back to Verver, who is coming up through the S's. Most of the chalk, as Ali said, is gone now. We're back on the start line with this phenomenal car, the Audi S1 Quattro. Wow. Oh.
Here comes Nicholas Verver, accelerating away. Also, no, that's not. So he's gone faster than Prossenor, but he's not gone faster than his rivals, I don't think. We'll confirm that in a minute.
Singing beautifully, the 5-cylinder engine in that Quattro just sounds glorious. Now we're back with Kessler, Thomas Kessler, as he comes up through the S's.
Oh, he's
missed
struggling
a gear
for a
there.
gear. Unfortunately, as you can see him fighting it in the car.
But he's got one now, and he's accelerating away towards the line and crossing it now. No, that's only good enough for fifth in category.
It is. So now we've got car 82. This is Michael Ratachik. He is currently second in class, only 2 tenths behind. He needs a 1:33.82 to take the lead.
Coming back to the S's now with the black Evo 5 of Simon Lukacic. He also needs a good time here. Remember, he lost the last run, but he's going well this time. Black smoke pluming out of the back of the car. Accelerator over the line. What's he going to do?
34.6.
So
that might squeeze him
third?
into a bronze, possibly. We will
Possibly.
confirm
We need to confirm that afterwards. It's so close between these guys, it's very difficult to tell. That's not sounding like it's going as quickly as it has.
He's on a bit of a Sunday afternoon potter, unfortunately. Yes, he's pulling off.
Well, that's a shame, but very good of him to
It is
get
a very
out.
mature decision from him.
Yeah. Back with the Pro Spree Downy now. This is in for about 6th place in class. Lovely, beautifully squirrely as it comes out of the S's and across the line for a 38.5.
Not a bad time at all.
No. On the hill now, we're just seeing, unfortunately, the retirement from the
Out gets
hill of
Milan
Milan.
Bubnic, which is a bit of a shame. However, we've got car 82.
Drifting beautifully through the S's there.
Ratachek,
Wow.
the time to watch out for is a 1:33.82. This is what he wants, to be able to take the gold medal off Schnellmann.
He's not done it.
He's got
He's
even
not done
closer.
it.
But that is
I think
Schnellmann's
that's-
gold medal.
By what, 8 thousandths?
Something along those lines.
Wow.
He's a little less than a tenth.
Wow.
Is Schnellmann not even going to take his run? Or is he
Oh, no,
already
he's on the
left?
hill.
Okay.
I've seen him on the hill. We've cut back to the demo run, which is a bit of a shame because we really want to be seeing Schnellmann, but that's because he's out of our camera shot at the minute. But when he appears coming through turn 8, we will let you know. So we are waiting for Schnellmann to come back into view. The car you see on the line is a demo run for the Osella PA20.
And
but
here
here
comes
is
Schnellmann on his victory lap now.
Yes, we think he has already got the gold medal nailed on.
Absolutely nice bit of unburnt fuel coming out of the exhaust pipe of the car there, living up to his name.
Of course, he won't know that. There's no in-car radio in Hill Climb or
There's
anything
not.
like that, so he won't know that he's already done it.
And just to prove
It's
a point,
quicker
he goes
anyway.
even faster. So he's taken a very,
Well done, him.
very big one to take gold away from Michael Retachik, who we've just seen. That brings to an end, ladies and gentlemen, Category 3. We are now moving on to Category 4. So as you can see, Nicholas Verver just outside in fourth. So we have got first is Schnellmann, second is Michael Ratachik, and in third is Simon Lukacic. And so those are your gold, silver and bronze positions in Category 3. And so now we're starting off immediately with Category 4, and this is Henri van der Ven. Rasping away in this little 998cc motorcycle engined ADR, BMW motorcycle engine from a superbike in there. And we have got now Christian Broberg in the Radical.
These radicals are going very well today. Really, really quick little cars for hill climb cars. Not got the aero of the bigger cars, but going very well all the same.
Absolutely, they're very, very powerful and very, very light. Very delicate on their tyres. It means they can very good for hill climbing. They spring from bump to bump.
Exactly. Very loud as well. I've been stood next to them.
That too. Always loud.
So they're bringing the green light now, and away he goes on his last climb of the day for Christian Broberg.
Yep, nicely through the Esses. The engine absolutely rasping away. It's a 1500cc Suzuki. You can't get them that much bigger than that. Nice, powerful unit in a very light car, swinging away in the evening sunshine, making his way through to turn 7 now, where he'll clip the 2 apexes and he will disappear from view.
Off the line behind him, the Radical Pro Sport Suzuki of Maltese driver Keith Camilleri had a really good day in this car. It's been really close between all these radicals. I think there's a slight sort of like an internal radical battle going on between them all. Really nice lines through there, maintaining great speed. And we're back now with the ADR VAC BMW of Henri van der Veen coming up nice and smoothly to complete his final run of the day get home.
He's had a quiet Masters, but I think he's been enjoying himself. He's been taking part, and that is absolutely what it's all about.
Exactly.
Absolutely coming in for a big celebration of hill climbing. And this is Bardillo Cannoli. Radical, the V8 Radical, big fast car this.
Yeah, it's a big car on these hills.
It is swiftly through turn 6, and we jump back now to Christian Broberg, who's reached the top.
He's
into the
one corner
head.
to go.
Slightly scruffy last corner, ran wide on his entry, but he meant he got clipped in very tidily, and he's over the line comfortably quickest. Well, of the two so far in the third run.
Off the line now is Kurt Camilleri, Keith's brother, in another Pro Sport Suzuki. It says here it's turbocharged, but I can't hear a turbocharger. It may be a typo in the brochure, but yes. Now we've switched back to brother Keith up at the end of the run in the little Radical Pro Sport Suzuki, the 1600cc car. Nice and smooth on the exit there, and away and across the line. On the hill now with Matthew Ryder, the under-25 driver from the UK, going really well in this car this weekend and just building in confidence with every run. Again, another 1600cc Hayabusa, so as Ali said, about as far as you can stretch those engines.
In the meantime, it's back with Cannoli now in the big Radical. Accelerating away, 2.8 litre engine singing away from the Kosovan driver. Accelerating away towards the line and crossing it.
Back on the hill now with the Irish driver
Paul O'Connell in the Dallara.
Lovely cars these, but I think like some of the British ones, he's got slightly bigger wings on the standard, which you're allowed to do in Irish hill climbing and in British hill climbing. He's been going really well, Paul. And now away behind him, the OMS 2000M Suzuki, Fabio Baldacchino of Malta. A car, again, very familiar to anybody who goes to British hill climbs. Is this built in Yorkshire? Great to see them exported as well, and going really well here this weekend.
Yeah, nice tidy run here from Fabio.
Back on with now Matt Ryder coming up through the Esses, using much more of the road than he did on his first day as they're learning about all these circuits. Quite a tight line through there. Power down as he powers away towards the finish. Great event for Matt. 33.5, brilliant.
Nice and tidy. Here we are, Nicola Mengis, wife of Wallace, who we'll see later. I think one of a couple of husband and wife teams we've got here today. Yeah, learning her way up the hill. She's been getting quicker and quicker in this very vintage car. And now we have Jonathan Varley in this amazing GWR Predator.
Originally fitted with a Formula 1 V10 engine, if you can imagine it.
Yes.
But suiting this BDG power really well, and Jonathan's been getting quicker and quicker all weekend. Changes direction fantastically quickly, this car, so really good through the switchbacks, as you can see.
Yes, seriously, isn't it a fantastically old-school noise to come out of such a modern-looking car?
It is, isn't it? He was funny, he was worried about fuel consumption this weekend, and he only has a 3.5 litre tank, but he's only using 1.5 litre a run, so very fuel-efficient car as well.
Absolutely. In the meantime, Fabio is making his way back up the hill, and he will be across the line any moment. So Darren Warwick currently in third, is at the start of the course. Now we've got Paul Hames. Oh, sorry, Paul Hames currently third, excuse me.
So on the hill now with Paul Hames, but we'll switch back to the start. Darren Warwick, who made a slight mistake, I believe, in his second run, ran wide. Currently on the start line, selects first, and he's away. He is one of the, tell you what, he's an outside shot of the middle. He doesn't have the power of some of the other British cars, but he's got the experience on these European hills. So
he's got a shade over a second to find. Third
so
place is
fast through the twisty stuff.
Third place is currently a 1:24.91, and that's Will Hall.
So committed though. Back now with Jonathan. Lovely line through there from Jonathan, using all the road. Turns it in nicely to the last corner and accelerate away towards the line.
This could be a good time. It might just be under 1:30 or not quite.
Almost a 29.
Very good work from Jonathan Varley there. Now we've got Fabio Boubadin
in this phenomenal car. Great that he's brought it. Obviously not designed for European hills, designed for the Pikes Peak hill climb in the US, a much longer, wider and more altitudinal hill.
Absolutely. In the meantime, Paul Hames has been darting his way through the corners, accelerating away. His car trying to bite him as he accelerates away, and he's home, 29.06.
I got into the 29s. Well done, Paul.
In the meantime, here we have got a car. He was now down into fifth after he's missed his last run. But David Mayer in this V8 Norma, he, in order to get into the medals, will need a 24.91. That's the cut-off for third. Speaking of which, here comes Darren Warwick in the Dallara. He needs a 24.91. I don't think he's going to quite be able to catch it. No, a bit close. He's just a tenth slower than his best time out. Now,
off the line now, Alex Summers.
Alex was 8.86 of a second down. He was leading after the first run, but he's currently sitting second. He'll want to find that 9/10 of a second to catch up with Trevor. And if there's one guy who can do it, it's
quick
Alex.
through there, wow.
Superb lines there from Alex as he zips out of our view. Fabio Boubadin is making his way now up through the Tornantes and the end of it, whilst Alex is still flying up through turn 7.
Doesn't have the power of the big V8s, Alex, but that chassis, the DJ, is fantastic through the more technical parts of the circuit. Really good through the hairpins.
Well, David Mayon is already coming into our view. A little bit of the cement dust puffing out from under his wheels. Little bit of a slide as he gets his wheels onto it. Accelerating away now. Big, gutsy V8 engine, not like the high-revving engines in the other cars.
Don't know which end of the car he's steering with through here. Fantastic, sliding up through the Esses. What's he done? 26.8.
Slots in behind Darren Warwick.
It's so close for the top of
enormously
category
close. So we are now waiting for Alex Summers to enter the view, which he does now, coming into the Tornantes, slithering his way through the corner, takes a little bit of opposite lock, nice and tidy here round the first of the hairpins, runs ever so slightly wide, caught out by the cement dust. This is nice and tidy. He has got to do a 1:23.98 if he wants to take the lead back. He has 1:23.98
at the same time.
100
currently we
faster than Trevor Willis.
That is phenomenal. Wow.
So there we go. Alex,
no Jason Morant.
Alex Summers, no Jason, unfortunately, but Alex is now back into the lead.
This is another car that has a chance for the winner. This Will Hall.
Will Hall. He was 600ths behind Alex Summers at the start of this run in third. Alex is now the new leader.
A 1:23.97 to beat, or to get the win. Can he do it? Builds up the revs in this phenomenal car, and he's away.
Off goes Will, enormously powerful car as he makes his way through the Esses. Bit of a twitch on the back. Heading into the Esses, nice run so far. He's going to go into the double apex right-hander. Nice and clean move to Wallace Mengi, sat on the line as Will Hall slides his way round turn 7.
Changes direction very nicely through there, though. It is quite neat.
It does indeed. Now it's Wallace Mengi, even off the line he goes in this GR59 with a 700 horsepower IndyCar engine.
Phenomenal piece of equipment. It's really good through the faster stuff. We wait to see when Will Hall reappears into our camera shots. Currently, Trevor Willis now coming to the line, leader of Category 4 until about 2 runs ago. He's got to find a 10th.
He does indeed. So we're waiting for Trevor to leave the line now. Wallace is now on his way out of sight through turn 7. We are awaiting Will Hall to re-emerge on the camera as we see Trevor Willis leaving the line.
Here he is, Will's into shot now. You carry on with Trevor, I'll keep an eye on Will.
Trevor's going nice and tidily through the Esses, keeping it clean, keeping it safe, keeping it simple, finding his apex nicely. Big slide from Will.
Here he is, he's back into shot now and he's coming through the last corner. 1 corner to go, can he do it? It's going to be very, very close. He's done it, a 23.27. That is a phenomenal, 7/10. He's found another second. He keeps finding massive chunks of time. Trevor's got it all to do, or it's Will's medal.
In the meantime, Scott Moran, he's been a little bit out of sorts today, but he's making a go of his last run, sliding his way smoothly, as always has been his style.
Wallace into shot here. He's been getting quicker and quicker again all day, so medal is an outside possibility for a medal. No, I don't think he's going to do it. But he's getting quicker and quicker all day. Bit of an oversteer as he comes out of the top corner. He's across the line for a 26.5.
He is. So we're now just awaiting Trevor Willis to emerge from the dark areas. There he is. Here comes Trevor.
Off the line now, though, is Carmine Trendenki in the 700 horsepower 320 BMW Cosworth. And we're back with Trevor. Here we go. So he's got 1 corner to go. He's coming through the left-hander now. It's an 18. It's going to be very, very close at the line. Can he do it?
He will. He's going over the line. Not quite.
No, it's not done it.
That's good for second.
Wow. That's brilliant.
Into
Fantastic.
second for Trev.
Meanwhile, off the line. So we've got a gold medal, another gold medal to award there.
That goes to Will Hall. Will Hall of the West Midlands. And we still have Scott Moran to weigh in.
We do still have Scott.
He has been off the pace all weekend, but he is a 6-time champion. This could still happen for him.
That's nice. Lovely lines through
nice
there.
line going through a bit wilder. This will be our last Category 3, Category 4 car.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
It's going to be very close. 23.47.
Second.
That puts him second.
Where did that come from?
A really late run for silver.
Where did that come from?
He pops friend and former car share Alex Summer down into 4th and off the medals.
So close though.
But anyway, it's a great run from Scott. Anyway, we're now on to Category 2 we're into now. There we go. And so we are moving on with Category 2. The BMW's already made its way, as has the Fiat. And that was Alessandro Gabrielli in the Alfa 4C.
So off the line there is Fulvio Giuliani in the amazing Lancia Delta Evoluzione, the space framed version, turbocharged 2-litre engine in the front of this, and he's away and through the Esses.
Yeah, nicely done there. And we're looking at the other cameras to see whether the other pilots, and we know that Carmine Tancredi has already got his car home safe, and he's going to be followed over the line by Manuel Dodi,
who crosses the line now. Off the line, but he's still. Oh no, that's a shame for Tomislav. No, it's not. Sorry,
it's Perikovic.
No, it's Habidon. Yes,
it's Perikovic, who's now just stopped at the side of the road at turn 1. That's a tremendous pity for him.
Real shame. Didn't know if it did a. It just seemed to die. I don't know if he kicked a kill switch or something. But anyway, back with the Alfa Romeo.
Possible. It's Gabrielli again in the Alfa Romeo. Not been quite right all week, but he's sort of starting to get there with it. Nice line out of there, accelerating away and crossing the line.
For a 1:40.18. So we are now awaiting the retrieval of the. We still have a car on the hill, of course. Sorry,
yes, we have.
Fulvio Giuliani. I forgot about Fulvio. Coming up through the Esses now. Quite a familiar car to anybody that watches any of the videos of European hill climbs. Always a regular there. Oh, he's missed a gear.
Oh, that's a shame. And he's on his scrambling up and over the line, which he crosses.
So whilst we wait for them to.
Roll back the
Lance. We can catch our breaths after
blimey, that was frenetic.
4. Gave us quite an excitement then. We've got one. I mean, to be fair, every category today has been really, really close. It's been fantastic.
It has been a superb day's sport, and actually having Will Hall pop in from absolutely nowhere to claim the victory, but then again, also having Scott Moran, who you can obviously never count out, who's been 5th and 6th all day and not really quite looked at the races, suddenly just summoned up what Scott can always do and popped in a fabulous time to go second. And Trev relegated to 3rd, and Alex, who you've got to feel sympathy for, he's been on the pace all day, just pipped at the post for that last medal.
And Darren Warwick as well wasn't far away. Really, really close. And Melion wasn't far off either. It was really close.
It was. It's a superb category. Hopefully, Mr. Fagioli will be get his tail up and go some way to closing the gap to Christian Merli for our last medal. Now, in the we're now deep into Category 2. These are the fast racing type cars from the European Hill Climb Championship. And so you will be seeing things like Ocellas, things like Normas Reynards from Formula 3000. And you will have the have the chance. Now, can anyone catch Christian Merli? He's currently sitting on a 118 to lead the pack. Simone Fagioli did manage to hit his the back of the car on a barrier on his first run, so didn't post a time, but he did half the gap to Merli. It's down to a second now after Fagioli weighed in, presumably a slightly safer banking run just to get a time on the board.
Yes, exactly. And what's also interesting is quite a few of those Category 4 cars just jumped up the overall classification. So I think, if my calculation is correct, Will now sits in 7th or 8th overall.
Not that there's such a thing as overall, but there is such a thing as
overall.
There isn't,
but there is. Yeah, it's funny. We get here every year. And, yes, no, everyone talks about their categories, but yes, the Brits always talk about where the Italians are going to be, and the Italians always talk about where the Brits are going to be. Because those are the two countries that tend to fill out the top 10 with a couple of exceptions, such as Sebastian Petit.
It is, and everyone has the tradition of the best time of day, don't they? Everyone wants the best time of day, regardless of your class or category.
Now, on the line, one of my highlight cars of the weekend, I think, Reto Maisel in his Mercedes-Benz Judd-powered 3.4 litre V8 Judd. The engine originally had a home in Le Mans in back of an LMP2 car, and the LMP1 car as well, actually, when they changed the rules, but makes a fantastic hill climb engine as well. Yes, quite a phenomenal car. Oh, good to see race car engineering written on the back of it. Hello, a great UK-based magazine.
Yes, Billy will expect his free subscription in the post.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Hello, Sam Collins. Where's my subscription? Thank you.
And so Reto Maisel is ready to go. Green light, and off he goes. Oh, he's bogged that down a little bit, but he's going now. The V8 singing away. Sparks coming off the diffuser as he heads into the Esses. The Mercedes V8 absolutely bellowing away as he makes his way round the corners to be chased by Vladimir Witwer.
Shame we didn't see Jörg Weindinger again in the BMW, but back to Vladimir Witwer in the Audi DTM car. Interesting sounding off the line, this car, every time. But it works. Again, a very, very common sight on the European hills. Quite cautious through there. As he looks to... he's gathering speed now, though. He seems to have got it all hooked up now.
Yeah, nicely done there, Vladimir Witwer, heading into turn 6. A slightly cautious run compared to some of the other ones he's done. But next we're expecting Leon Linden on the hill. There he is.
As we've said, for those who have just joined us for the third run, Leon, the oldest competitor this weekend, 18 years young. Great to see him still competing. He got the biggest round of applause, by the way, last night at the parade.
Right.
Bar, I think, maybe Merli and Fagioli, and then him. Great to see. Back at the Esses now.
Yes, indeed. We have now back with the Mercedes. Maisel is manhandling this car. There is no other word for it. On its way to the Esses, takes a very late turn so he can get on the power and bring it all to bear. And he's over. And now we've got another Tartus. I think this might be Daniel Donkels. It is Daniel Donkels. Accelerating away through the gorge now. This beautiful, picturesque gorge we've got to start the run up the hill. And Vladimir Witwer now into the Tornante, the last set of hairpins. Nice and tidy as he goes round there, taking a very late apex on his way round. Accelerating, nearly losing the back over the camber.
Big snap there, wasn't there, over the brow?
Absolutely, and I think this is Roland Tromp.
Yes,
it is Roland Tromp, and he's famously taking his Formula Masters car. So when you say this is a Formula Masters car,
Yeah.
is this the one where they tried to get off the ground with people like Nelson Piquet and Nigel Mansell coming back to race it?
No. This is Formula Master. It supported the World Touring Car Championship. It was a competitor series launched by the Eurosport Promotions to run alongside World Touring Car Championship. Similar to a Formula 3 kind of championship, but it lasted a couple of years and then it ceased. But the cars were brilliant, really, really good cars.
Excellent stuff. And now we're seeing Leon Linden over the line, so you can now go and relax and socialise with the other drivers in the hospitality up here, which must be getting pretty full by now. Martin Vondrak waiting on the line as Daniel Donkels, the Luxembourger, makes his way round the last corner to cross the line, and he is also done for the day.
So, next on the hill, here we go, is Mr. Vondrak, Martin Vondrak from Czech Republic in his Formula Master Honda. Goes really well in this car, went really well in the Czech Republic as well. For not the most powerful car, these.
No, they've got a 2-litre Honda engine, which I presume is the similar thing to be found in the back of Skola's car.
It is. It's the same car as the same engine as the 2-litre CM car, but it doesn't have the like the single seaters. They in the bigger 3-litre classes, these just don't have the downforce, and they have more drag than the sports cars.
And so here we have Anthony Loiseau, excuse me, Anthony, in the Tartus. Another Formula Master car, and another genuine Lola Formula 3 car in the hands of Didier Boehmer.
Yes, this was one of the last Lola Formula 3 cars they made, I believe.
Back before
Dallara dominance
throttled the life out of the category.
Exactly.
Yes.
You don't work in the press department at Dallara, do you?
Yes, and there goes my free Dallara. And that's Thomas Andrej we've just seen in a Tartus Renault.
Next on the line, James Dunford, another Radical PR6 Suzuki, this 600cc car, away and through the first corner. Part of the big contingent of Radicals we have this weekend here.
A big contingent of Maltese Radicals as well.
Yes.
Which has to be said, obviously like a Radical over there. Nice and tidy on his way through the Esses. Now there's now no more sunlight to get in his eyes. A nice consistent light level for the drivers in these categories.
Yeah.
So we've now got the back of another Radical, and this one belongs to Pavel Rezebkos. Excuse me, Pavel.
Pavel, yeah.
Sorry about that, Pavel. And
1500cc Radical SR3 PowerTech, singing away nicely through here. Really, he's quick. He's really through the S's, actually.
Yes, he's taken a nice line. He seems to end up quite wide through the S's, but he's using all of the road very nicely as he goes through turn 6. And now we're back up with Thomas Andrej again in this little Tartus former Formula Renault car. Of course, famously to be in this sort of car that Kimi Raikkonen cut his
yes, he went straight
team
from Formula Renault to Formula 1.
16 races of that, and then everyone went, go on, then Formula 1
Stick him in a Sauber, there you go.
Yes.
Which he's now back in.
It has. Unfortunately, car 30 is cruising to a halt. I don't know whether we made a mistake, because the camera before, I could see a little bit of dust being kicked up and floating around.
Is that a bit of a mark on his... Yeah, look, he's got
There's a bit of a scrape on the tyre, isn't there? Yes, he's blown the tyre. That tyre has no air in it. That's Matthew Zammit.
That's a shame.
It is.
I mean, he hasn't touched anything hard. The car's fine, but he's just scraped a wall, I think.
Oh, and there you go. And then his teammates had to go flying through under waved yellows. He is off the line. In the meantime, James Dunford is finished his run. And there's Matthew Zammit, annoyed as you like with that one. But we've got Mark Micallef is now making his way through the Radical Suzuki and will be heading out of our side.
I think they're going to probably red flag this to get that. They'll red flag this now to move the stricken Radical out of the way. If they, yes, they're going to take a course car up. There may be some debris. That's a shame for Matt. He's hey ho. But the main thing is he's okay, and the car is not badly damaged.
It's just a wheel and tyre.
Yeah, you can see some wall-looking marks on both tyres.
Yes, and look, there you go. We are both short of air.
Yeah, because he's touched something.
They are being held up on the famously like steel Avon sidewalls.
Yeah, but hey, that's a shame for him. But you know, he got away with it pretty lightly. There's some places that would bite up this hill.
Oh yes, that wheel's seen better days, hasn't it?
Yeah. Meanwhile, back with teammate, which is Mark,
McCullough.
just coming through the Esses now. I do like these little radicals. They look really good on the hills, and I do quite like the see-through bodies. They're quite funny.
They do look quite proper, don't they?
Yeah.
It's not unlike that car, and who is it owned by, which is called the Lotus Expose, which is a 340R with clear bodywork, and I can't remember who owns it off the top of my head.
Well, that's not good enough.
It's not good enough, is it? I fully expect a text message from...
an angry email.
From Eddie Walder at Pretzel.
Yes. Yeah, please fax us if you have any complaints about today's viewings.
Yes, well, no, don't.
Don't have a fax machine, it's fine. No, it's been a fantastic day. They've just gone out to have a little look. He'll just be cross.
I would say, fortunately, I don't have any reception up here, so I look forward to a slew of angry emails when I get back down into reception.
Yes.
So here we are so far. This is the important bit. 1:20.11 is Sebastian Petit. 1:19.22 is Simone Fagioli. 1:18.29 Christian Merli. So Simone Fagioli has got to make up a second to get on terms with Christian Merli, and Sebastian Petit has got to make up 2.
Look how close it is, though, from 5th down to 8th. It's phenomenally close. This is just the category 2 times you're seeing, so not the overall. I'm going to make a bold statement. Don't discount Sebastian Petit. I think it's a big ask, as you could hear him echoey saying in the background there, Ali. It's a big ask because you're up against, you know, the 2 best in Europe.
Absolutely.
On a circuit they know, but he's 9/10. He's 9/10 behind on a circuit he's never done before. On a hill, sorry, he's never done before. So he's still learning.
Indeed.
He's still finding a lot of time. So let's see. We'll see. It might not be quicker. We're not sure.
A very good point.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic day of competition. Really, really good. Really impressed by some of those radicals right up amongst the 2-litre cars as well.
They're doing a superb job, aren't they? As we go through the 40 drivers or so, they're in Category 2. One of our less populous classes, incidentally. I think that one goes to
Category
3, which was massively full, which is great to see such a huge entry.
I think Category 1's the least populated and Category 3 is the most populated. Actually, Category 1 and 4 are pretty close, actually.
And it's a shame to see Jorg Weininger in there at the time of 9 hours.
Minutes. Yeah, 9 hours, was it?
9 hours, which is a great pity.
It is. It's great to see that car, but had a problem in... Was it the first run this morning? It was, wasn't it? Real shame. Trying to blow it back up, maybe.
Yeah. You're just looking at it very philosophically. I know you can actually see on the front corner, look, the splitters have sustained some damage.
He's grazed the wall, and it's all the way down the bottom right-hand side of the bodywork. He's just touched the wall somewhere. But, you know, that could have been that's a pretty minor accident to have here.
Absolutely, yes, that could have been considerably worse. And there's a wry smile spreading across his lips now. I think he'll...
He's also... he did a very good job to get right off the racing line. He couldn't get... If he go any further, he'd be in that ditch, which he'd never get out of, so he did very well to get out of the way.
Yes, he'd be comprehensively beached there, wouldn't he, and wreck the undertray. So, yes, we've got one marshal pulling on his gloves in a very business-like fashion there, ready to get going.
So, we are into the final 25-ish runners today. So, into the business end. Well, the business end of Category 2 is in about 10-15 cars' time when you get to the V8 powered cars, but it's there's a very, very closely fought CN battle as well, which will be... They do give out prizes for class winners. They don't get a medal, but they do get... there is still first, second and third in class. I know that because one of the chaps that won it at Sternbeck, Dave Warburton, hasn't stopped telling us about it since he won it at Sternbeck 2 years ago. So, Dave, if you're listening to the review, well done for your win in your class at Sternbeck in your Caterham.
It's done. Move on.
Yeah,
move on, David.
So 2 years ago. OMG. Anyway, so yes, you do still get class prizes. This is quite the 2 litre class is the CN class is very hotly contested. What's interesting, and I'm not sure why, is that Domenico Scola's 2 litre car isn't in the 2 litre class, isn't in the CN class. So I don't know if he's got more aggressive aero on his car than the other 2 litre cars, which may be the case because he isn't in CN.
Entirely possible. I'm afraid I don't have a wholly good answer for you on that one.
No.
It's one of those. Never wholly been my strong point. Regulations. As anyone who knew about the Honda Accord I used to hill climb will.
Oh, you hill climbed it?
Yeah, the old
Oh, I
Honda
thought you were
Accord.
the pace car.
Oh no, that passed me.
That lapped you. That was me. Also, quite interesting, Ali, the European Championship, the European Hill Climb Championship, points-wise works more like if you know in the UK the Leaders Hill Climb Championship, or if you know in Europe the VLN series or the Creventic 24-hour series from circuit racing, where it's not the car that wins the race that wins the championship. You are judged as to where you finish in your class, and the person with the most points from the highest class finishes over the season wins the championship.
So basically, yes, I could be in a 2 litre car, and the fact that I got lapped by that 4 litre car doesn't matter if he finishes second a couple of times and I win everything.
Yeah. So the European Hill Climb champion technically could be a VW Scirocco.
Excellent.
If it won its class every time it got the most points. The reason I mention that is, here we go, we've got a replay now. He's running wide.
Slithered wide. Oh, ouch, ouch.
He got away with that quite lightly, actually.
He held that very nicely.
He did.
Yes, that could have been a bit uglier than it was.
Yeah, and fair play to the strength of the Radical, actually. I was quite surprised by that. Anyway, so back to the European Hill Climb Championship. What you may not know is that Merli and Fagioli are actually in different classes.
Now you see. I think I do recall that because I'm still trying to figure out how it works. We've got some highlights of Will Hall's
this
run
is
on
the
this
gold medal winning from Category 4.
Yep.
So committed.
I tell you what, Will in this car has been getting quicker and quicker all year. He's finally got it sorted.
Yes.
And it's been going so well.
And they got what down to a 123, 124?
123.7,
was it?
Yeah, something along those lines. 123.27.
So he's found 10 seconds this weekend. Now, I think that's quite phenomenal. Oh, look, I recognise something. He's one of our...
there you go. We're getting another nicely caught slide from Will Hall.
But he didn't slide it out here. He got the power down really well out of there, and it just bit and went.
Oh, he really caught it there. He'd probably lost a 10th there as well. Heroic effort.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to the European Hill Climb Championship. Merli and Fagioli are in different classes.
Okay. What's the difference between their class?
Single seat and sports car.
I see.
So Fagioli, who runs a 2-seater or a wider Norma, is in sports car, and Merli is in single seat.
I see.
Whilst they like to knock lumps out of each other and get the fastest time in the weekend, their actual aim is to finish first of their class as many times as they can.
So it is entirely possible to have a tied championship if they both win their class all year?
I think so.
One presumes there would be some sort of solution.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yes, the classic.
That's what does it.
The classic, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, another car to add to the graveyard at the top of the Esses here. It's going to be a bit full in there. I hope it's multi-storey.
Yes, it's going to be. Yes, it's going to be a fairly sorry for itself little area, isn't it?
It's also going to take them a while to get them all back down the hill at the end of the day.
Yes.
Which camera are we on? Because someone's laughing very loudly through the camera. I don't know where they're stood.
We're on camera 9. So we are somewhere up just before. Thank you very much. We're in just before the Tornantes.
And this gentleman here having a lovely day, enjoying the sun. He's copied my beard. Oh, he's gone.
Well, fools seldom differ.
Yes. Anyway, the Mercedes is either they're rewinding the footage or it's backing back into its parking space. And the tow truck with the Radical on the back is just arriving at the graveyard.
It is quietly pulling off and
So
it's going to be some getting down to do, actually, isn't it? The start's not near the paddock.
No, and they're not near the start.
No.
So I don't know if they'll bring the mountain to Mohammed and take all their trailers to... Well, they can't if it's big trucks, and also they won't be able to get them out. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a...
It's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have got the graphics back. We think the red flags will be coming in any moment now. Ah, lovely. And we've got Adolfo Bottura in the Ligier.
Sat on the line, another carbon fibre chassis to CN car, two-seater CN car this.
Yes, famous Grand Prix team which has had a renaissance as a prototype.
Yes, they do.
Manufacturer.
Yes, they're now owned by the Onroque group in France.
Who are based out of Le Mans, I know.
Based out of Le Mans, yeah. And they own about 3 or 4 different companies now, and run a race team. And Ligier is one of the names that they own the rights to. Anyway, it's fired back up. And still waiting for the clerk of the course to signal everything is A-OK. He's had a busy day, actually, the clerk of the course, with the stoppages and also the batches, the massive batches to sort out. But yeah, 175 cars per batch. That's quite a lot of cars to get through in a day.
It is indeed. It is. They've done very well, actually. We're down into the last 20. We're just waiting for the Iveco grabber lorry.
Yep, who is just going to the finish. He might go straight on. No, he'll go all the way to the finish. But he's not going to get caught, so they will green flag the session.
They will. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and green light, and we're back and going again. Nice calm start. Buzzing away through into the Esses. Adolfo Bottura, the Italian driver. Nicely into the Esses, bumping slightly over the crest as he goes into the double apex right-hander.
He missed a gear there, I think.
Sounds like he did. He was bouncing off the limiter, but this is Stefano Crespi, second of our Team Fagioli cars.
Yes, not only is he one of the best hill climbers there's ever been in Europe, but he also runs a very, very successful team, does Simone Fagioli.
Yes, he does indeed, yeah, nicely through the Esses, slightly cautious run this. Possibly a little bit of heat coming out of the track, do you think, at this time? The sun's no longer on it, so there might be just the tiniest compromise on grip.
On the line now in another Fagioli Racing Team run, Osella is Marco Capucci.
Yep.
Slightly later one, so this is a PA21S, so it's ever so slightly later than the PA21 that ran before it.
Yeah, nice and tidy around the first few corners, zipping through the S. In the meantime, Adolfo Bottura, we're back into sight of. He's going into the last series of hairpins and switchbacks. Tough little corner that one he's just come
Really
round.
difficult. Tight, very quick entry.
You've got an incredibly fast straight running onto it, and then it's a 90-degree right and immediate hairpin left. And that's after 50 metres to go before the corner. And it's very, there's a lot to do in that corner. He's over the line in the 1:37.43, and his day is done. Rosario Iaquinta.
Ooh. No, yes it is, sorry, I thought, you're right, sorry, yes.
Honda Powder Cellar 2 litre, and then we are back and joining, is it
I think that's the earlier car, Stefano Crespi, yes, coming through to finish his run and to complete his Masters. Nice, tidy run this, and he's away and across the line. Next to the line, we've missed his start. He's on the hill, is Peter Trenka, again from the Czech Republic in his Ligier JS53 Evo 2 Honda. Another CN, a CN car, but not in the CN class, so he must have changed something on it, de-restricted it to put more aero on it.
And now this is Marco Capucci, who we saw leaving the line earlier and making his way up to us. Isn't the daylight beautiful there on the
it's just
finishing
stunning.
straight? Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful evening in Italy.
Off the line at the start, the Osella PA21 BMW of Achille Lombardi. So this one is a BMW 1000cc motorbike engine car. These two guys, there's two of them, have both been going really well this weekend, so making up for the slight power deficit with bravery and skill, I think.
They have, and here comes Iaquinta. Again, nicely done around the last corner. Osella singing away over the line.
Lovely. Good run there.
Off the line now, the second of the Acela BMWs. This one by Ivan Pezzola, another Italian driver here. Very committed through the bottom half of the hill as they have to carry the momentum due to the less power that these guys have, but almost flat through there. Fantastic momentum. Back with Peter Trenka coming up through the Esses in Ligier. 1 corner to go for Peter. Nice solid run this. Should be quick. May just do an no, it'll be just over 130, I think. Yeah, 131.01. Good run.
But here we are moving now into the last 20 cars. Turatello, Francesco Turatello in another Acela.
This again another PA21S. This one 2 litre per car, and it does run in the CN class, this one. Back to the finish, we have the first of the 1000cc cars, Achille Lombardi. Lovely run this. He's very quick. He's going to be sub 130. That's an impressive run in a 1000cc car. 127.8.
It's not bad at all. And in the meantime, we have got Andrea Bormolini. We'll see his father up soon in an F3000 car. But here we have another.
Oh, quite wide through there.
It was indeed.
Lovely sounding though. The 3 litre straight six.
It is,
yes.
yes.
Or a straight six. I think it's a straight six.
I think that sounds like a straight six to me.
Yeah.
And Ivan Pazzola is over the line.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, we've had a big one. That is Andrea Bormolini. We just lost sight of him for a moment, but he's all right. He's out of the car and taking his helmet off. But that is a significant impact. But he's waving and he'll show his athletic prowess by vaulting the barrier, no doubt.
Great to see he's okay. I don't know, is that the barrier he's hit on the right, do you think? I can't quite
He's
tell.
now facing backwards. He's hit there. He's now facing backwards, so he's had a heck of an impact.
Yes. Yes. That's quite some damage. It's taken the whole front of the car off.
Has indeed. And so what we're going to do now is we will wait for Francesco Turatello to finish, which I think he possibly has done actually by now.
I didn't see Stefan leave the line, so this is quite early in the run then, isn't it?
It is, yes. He's just...
Oh, there, you can... Okay.
Down by, there we go. Yes, he's just...
Oh, they're turning
here.
around. So he did start, but because it's a red flag, he gets turned around and gets another go.
There we go, yep.
Also, going to be careful. He's going to meet the course car coming the other way. There it is.
There it is. You're going to need a box bigger than the little thing on the insurance form, aren't you?
Yeah, what happened? Well, funny you should ask. Good news is he's okay, because that was a big impact.
Yes, and the customary applause from the crowd as well. We all appreciate to see a healthy driver.
Very sensibly staying right on the right in case any other course cars are coming up the hill. It's a very sensible approach. There we go. Oh, there's barrier damage here. That's going to be
I think what's happened is this is at the exit of turn 6. So this is the double apex right-hand Paradiso.
That's snapped and gone off to the left.
And I think he's just tried to do it, or alternatively, he's tried a little bit too hard and gone straight on.
It's quite a fast right, though, isn't it?
It is. It's a double apex. It's a quick old corner.
Yes. Oh, yes. But that's to go off on the left. It's maybe put a wheel on the grass, maybe, because he's gone off on the left. But I think you can see a bit of barrier damage, so I think this could be quite a stop.
Yes, it could well be as they go out to do that, as the sun continues to set on the assembled.
So the recovery truck has come with some tyres in the back. They're going to, and I think there's going to be there's another truck coming with some more posts and another truck coming to collect that car from the rapidly filling graveyard.
It is indeed.
And all the while, I think Christian Merli will be quite happy with life because the day is getting cooler and track temperature is going down, and I think that will start to actually make the track slower slightly.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. The rubber's gone down, obviously, but there comes a point where the temperature will drop to mitigate that.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
I think we
so.
may well be reaching that point now.
Yeah.
Do you wonder if we're going to have another, like we had in Sternberg, another formation finish?
I hope not. But no, I hope they're not. I think the reason they did that is because it rained.
Yes.
So they knew they weren't going to go quicker. Whereas I have a feeling the gentleman in second will be
quite. I think he wants a bit more of a pop.
To have another go.
Quite.
Yes. That's a shame for Bormolini in what is not a young car either. It's a PA20, so it's a much earlier Ostella. And they used to run, before they switched to these 2-litre Honda engines, more of them used to run the 3-litre BMWs, so it's quite an old car, that. Again, with the quite cool half-covered rear wheels, which look lovely.
And I liked its front aerofoil as well, just between the two rear arches.
So, we're going to pop off and have an interview with Scott Moran. We filmed 2 days ago.
So, I'm standing outside the driver briefing, just finished, and I'm here with 6 times British Hill Climb champion, Scott Moran, and gold medalist from the last Masters. So, firstly, Scott, welcome back to the Masters.
Cheers, Bill. Thank you. Yeah, looking forward to it.
So, you've driven the hill a little bit today?
Yeah, in transit van. Yeah, a couple of times that. So, yeah, that's as much as I've seen it. Seen it on YouTube, and yeah, it'll be interesting first run, I think. Yeah.
So what do you think of the hill compared to Sternberg?
Yeah, we thought Sternberg was technical, but this is something else. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. Trying to learn all the lines and yeah, where we can get on the throttle and where we can't. But yeah, I think, well, especially all the UK drivers, we're all in the same boat. So yeah, just go for it. Yeah.
Now, obviously, you won the gold medal last time out. Do you obviously you want to defend that? But how difficult do you think that's going to be here?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, it's always difficult, but yeah, I think if I can get on the podium, I'll be happy. So yeah, under no illusions of being on the top step, but going to have a go.
Well, who do you think your closest competition is in Group 4? Who have you got your eyes on?
I think obviously the usual UK contenders, really. I think yeah, Wallace is going to be quick, and Will. Trev's going to be fast, and we've got Alex. You know, he's a 2015 champion as well. So I think yeah, it's going to be a good battle, I think.
Brilliant. And last question for me. You're also here as part of Team GB. So what does it mean to come back here to the Masters and represent your country, and also to have the UK team here in Italy? Yeah,
it's great. Yeah, to be included, because I've managed to get a wildcard entry, so I didn't get here on sort of merit, as in top finish in the UK this year. But to be included in the team is fantastic, and wish everybody luck. Well, Scott, thank you very much for talking to us. I think, yeah, you've got crosshairs on your back from the last round, given that you're gold medalist. So best of luck for the weekend. Cheers, mate. Thank you. All the best. Cheers. Thank you, mate. Okay.
Scott Moran there, the gold medalist from 2 years ago, silver medalist from Category 4 today. Very, very modest, Scott Moran, always. Saying how he didn't really rate his chances and he only got in with a wild card, but he's a 6-time champion. He was going to get a wild card, and shown why he's that 6-time champion by the performance he's put in today.
Absolutely, yes. He's one of those guys who's just got this enormous knack of maintaining momentum. So when you ever see him run, it always looks very unspectacular, to the point where it also looks almost, I'd use the word mediocre as unfair, but you know what I mean? It looks,
because it's so neat.
It looks okay and neat. And then use the stopwatch. It's just half a second off than everyone else.
Surely it's broken. Why is it? Yeah. He's very, very smooth. A very, very smooth driver. So fantastic run there to pull it out the bag. And do you know what? I'm going to apologise to Scott on air for saying that the medals were done as he was still on the hill, and that was I forgot. It didn't sound silly.
But I mean, that's the remarkable thing. He was back there in 5th, and he hadn't really looked like troubling the leaders all day. And then suddenly he pulls in the second.
Puts a lap in and a time in, and off you go. So fantastic time from Scott there.
Okay, we're going to actually have, hopefully displayed for us fairly shortly, some actual overall category results. So we're just waiting on Category 2 to finish up. So 4, 3 and 1. will be told for us in a minute. But this is the still ongoing Category 1.
This is Category 1, so Pierre-Luigi did it.
He did, he just
by
nicked in front.
0.02 of a second. I just wondered if he was going to. The time didn't show on the screen. Oh no, it's a second. It's a second, so he's done it by a second. So
there we are.
Perugini has done it on his last run of the day. Great result from Marco Iaconelli in second. He'll be quite angry at himself because he made a big mistake coming up through the Esses.
He did
so
indeed.
He'll be kicking himself about that, but still a fantastic result. And then third for
Dominic Gatti.
Yes, fantastic.
It's a good run from him in the Ferrari. Fantastic result.
Some of the Civic Type R's really high up in class as well, which is a fantastic achievement out of these front-wheel drive cars. Second, so that was Category 1. Gold to Ferrari, silver to BMW, and bronze to Ferrari. I tell you, that's pretty impressive to do that in one run after he missed a run this morning. He did his second run and was further back, and then he nailed it all together on his third. That is a phenomenal achievement. Really, really good. So it looks like we've put some tyres in place at the barrier breakage, and we're ready to go. Here we go. Here is category. Goes Category 3. Roger Schnellman there, gold medal. Michael Ratajcic in second, and Simon Lukajic did do it, and he got third there. So fantastic result for him in the Evo 5, given he missed one run. Tough luck there for Nicholas Verver, just missing out. 5th place in the Audi Quattro. For Nikolai Zlatkov, which is a brilliant car, and 6th for the BMW. Some other standout achievements there. Still had a top 10 finish for the VW, which is pretty amazing. Fantastic achievement there. Great also to see a top 20 for the Corrado and the Suzuki-powered Scirocco. Really, really fantastic. Again, you just read these names, these cars coming through. It's just such a range of cars, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's an incredible. Category 3 has been a fabulous category for the Masters, with all of the hot hatches and the Lotus Elites with funny engines and all sorts of things.
A real, I think a great credit there to the FIA for splitting that out from Category 3 as it was last year, where they've actually taken out from Category 3 all the single-seaters. I think that was a very clever idea.
Yeah, definitely was.
So we are about to go green again, I think. They've put some tyres in the barrier damage section to fill the hole, because the cars are all back down the bottom of the hill, so we're not far off going back to green, I don't think. In fact, first car is coming to the line now. And we're back to the start. So, barrier damage fixed, car online. It's the silver car EF10 Suzuki of Stefan Stoev on the start line. Ready to go. I can't see the clerk of the course stood in his way either, so I think we really are ready to go.
Absolutely, yes. Hopefully he just got the little the man with the stop sign. The clerk of the course is looming up ominously on the outside though.
Oh, he's there. No,
there
he's
he
there.
is.
I think he's done a great job. He actually will let the class restart. If you see a van one corner from the finish, he'll let them go, because we know the truck's going to make it to the end. So I thought that's very good, good clerking.
Sensible clerking. So here we are, the stop sign's out the way, the red light is on, the orange will come in a moment, and we're counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and green for go, and off we go to start the remaining part of the Masters.
So we're off. Probably 16 cars to go, so page and a half of cars to go. These little cars have been going really well this weekend for 1000cc cars. They're well inside the top 10 of Category 2, which, given their lack of power, is pretty impressive. Then we're on to Javier Villa. You heard from him earlier, ex-WTCC and GP2 driver, now the factory driver for BRC. And again, going really well in what is a 1000cc turbocharged car. So, it's quite wide through there, though.
Yeah, a little bit wide through there, but not doing all that badly. Nicely through the kinks around the Esses. Good commitment. The car incredibly stiffly sprung, bouncing around on the surface like anything. On
the line now, Joseba Iraola in the Norma
20 FC Hartley from Spain. And this car is really rather quick. 1200cc turbo Hartley engine. Hartley bases his engines. It's a US-based company, I think, and they use a lot of Hayabusa parts.
Australian.
Was it Australian?
I think they're Australian.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Once
I'm
again,
wrong.
more angry letters.
Yes, but he's been going fantastically well in that car this weekend.
Indeed. Stefan Stoev is now coming up to the
big slide. Lovely.
And going out from the last corner, and he crosses the line.
Brilliant. Well, get stuck in. Why not? On the hill now, just left the start, is the first of the Coleman 3000 cars. It's a Reynard KO1L Cosworth powered car with Renzo Napioni aboard. Taking it nice and steady through there, and we've now cut back to Javier as he goes up towards the finish. This is going to be a quick time at 25? 26.5. That's a very good time in a 1000cc car.
Absolutely is. And now here we have got Alexander Hinn. Running wide.
He just got away with that. Remember, he didn't make it to the top in his first run either, so he needs a good time here, but he'll have lost time there. Cutting back to Joseba Irola and his Norma in the Hartley Power car. This could be a 24, actually, second run. This is going to be a very quick run, I think. 25.18, almost made it into the 24s, but a very, very quick time in what is an underpowered car.
Precisely. So now here we are. This is Fausto Bormolini. He'll hopefully be going a little bit more smartly than Andrea. His Masters in the Czech Republic ended in the wall, sadly, in this very car, but he's going quite nicely. He's been going pretty nicely this weekend as well.
He has actually, really well, yeah. I think he must know the hill. He's really getting on with the hill. In what is one of the older cars on the field, actually. Now on the line, we're into the top 9. Business time. It is Diego De Gasperi from Italy and is a Seller FA30 Zytek.
This is one of these single-seat Ocellas with a central driving position.
So you see there exactly how he would fall into single-seat, not sports car.
Oh, I see. They've covered the front of the postcode with masking tape.
Yes, okay. Well, it's the same colour, isn't it?
It's the same colour. I
can't tell. He's lost an upper plane, so he's decided less downforce is the way forward. But yeah, great. He's made it to the top. Back on the line, waiting for Diego De Gasperi to go off the line.
Indeed, we've got Fausto Bormolini still making his way to the top. There he goes. I think they're giving just a little bit of space for these guys to ply their trade. Doing it quite nicely, and he's over the line.
So, we're back to the start, and away we go with Diego De Gasperi, the Osella FA30 Zytek, off the line. Take it nice and steady through the first corner. You will see the commitment through here of some of the later cars is quite something. Really good. He's going now, though. He's really starting to fly, using all the road on the left-hand side as he turned into the right-hander there, and away out of our sight. Now we're back on the start line, this time with the Norma Judd. Guy DeMuth, is it?
Yeah,
from Luxembourg.
It is.
In the Judd-powered car, 3-litre engine here, and he's off the line.
I'll tell you what, Dick Spears just shot out of camera range on one of the cameras further up the hill. He is not hanging around.
No, he's really going for it here.
Guy DeMuth anyway on his way, and he is making his way smartly through the Esses, hopping from apex to apex very nicely, but holding wide there.
There's a big bump, isn't there, as you come under the aqueduct before you turn right. Back on the start line now with Domenico Cubeda, another Italian in the Sella Zytek, another 3-litre car. Very good start there, nicely through the first corner. Really lovely this switch back in one of these cars. It does look fantastic to drive. Back with De Gasperi near the finish, coming up through the last left-hander. It's a later apex that these guys take through this corner to square off the corner, and he's across the line. It's a good time, 22.33. 1:22.33, I should say.
And here we are, is this fantastic Lombard Mugen, Marcel Steiner. A very novel, as you say, approach to the aerodynamics issue. Lots of little winglets, and as Formula One style shark fin to direct air smartly over the rear wing.
He left no track to spare coming through the right-hander before the aqueduct, did he? He was almost going to kiss the tyres.
And here we have Demuth, who's coming to the end of his run at the end of his Masters, with shadows lengthening now across the course. He's over the line. And in the meantime, we have got Dominic Scola. He's currently 4th on a 1 minute 20.61. He's got to find a half second to get back into the medals. He's got lots of experience here. He could well do it.
Massive commitment from Domenico Scola in what is only a 2-litre car to be able to carry the speed through the twisty bits. Over the line there for Jose Bertiroa. He's done a 1:25.18. On the line now, Sebastian Petit, the only man that can spoil the Italian party here this weekend in Category 2 in the Norma Mugen.
Currently sitting in 3rd on a 1 minute 20.11. And here we have got Steiner in the Lobart Mugen, whipping his way around, little slide on his way around the corner. And over the line he goes.
Ooh, that's a good time, 1:21.74.
That gets him up into the middle of the top 10, I think.
Now we wait.
We've got Sebastian Petit. We've got to be waiting now for Scola, who needs to be on a 1:20.10 if he wants to nick 3rd.
So committed through the bottom half of the hill, and we're back now with Scola coming through the left-hander. It's going to be a big effort to outdo the V8s, but can he get back into that? I don't think he's done it.
It's not going to be
quite done
enough.
it.
I'm afraid Domenico, he will have to settle for 4th place. So
Fantastic effort all the same.
Absolutely, he will have to settle for 4th on a hill where he's had so much success before. So
Now,
Sebastian Petit is assured of a medal. Just what colour is it going to be? There's the question. He needs to find 9/10 of a second if he's to surpass Fagioli for 2nd. And then Fagioli will have a go at him.
Now, Christian Merli sat on the line, currently leading overall and leading Category 2. He's got the yellow light, so he's going to be going any moment now. And away he goes. Look at the commitment, ladies and gentlemen, through the bottom half of this course from these two next drivers. They're almost flat from now. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely incredible run from Merli as he makes his way into the Esses. And now we've got Sebastian Petit again. He's going to be accelerating up. This is the last corner. He gets the power down cleanly. It is a quick run.
This is very quick. This is going to be a 19. It's a 19.9.
That puts him into... No, keeps him 3rd. Sorry, he's improved his own time. He keeps him 3rd.
I thought he'd pipped Simone there.
It is now between Merli and Fagioli. Merli is currently on the hill. We sit with Simone Fagioli on the line as we wait for Merli to come back into sight. Merli currently sitting in the gold medal position on an 18.29. Fagioli is nearly a little over 9/10 of a second in arrears.
So he waits. He's got the red light, so 5 seconds now until he can go. We're still waiting for Merli to come back into sight. But Simone is away, and Merli just comes back into view.
And here's Christian Merli now, accelerating around.
Wow, I thought Simone was almost flat through the first corner. That was phenomenal.
He possibly was, going very well indeed. But here comes Christian Merli into the last corner. He's currently on a 1:18.29. That's his current gold medal time. Will he improve it?
Yes,
17.85.
wow, a 17.85. That is a phenomenal time. He's found another second. Simone's got to find as he disappears out of sight. And now we wait.
Over to Simone Fagioli now. He's got to beat a 1:17.85. A remarkable time there from Christian Merli.
And we sit and we wait.
Got to just keep it patient.
The aforementioned David Warburton on the screen.
So it is.
So we have about 30 seconds or so when they disappear from our camera view. So about another until he reappears.
We've got an Italian flag being waved to greet their hero when he comes into the Tornanti.
Now remember, he's got to find 2 seconds over this morning's run. I can hear him. He's coming back into shot now.
And here comes Simone Fagioli neatly into the first of the hairpin and round, clipping the apex very, very nicely. Clean acceleration in between the corners. Nice and tidy on the exit as well. That is neat, is fast, and wins you the race.
Almost exactly at the same time. It's going to be so close. Can he do it? No, I don't think he'll do it. He's not done it. It's Merli's. Merli is your gold medal winner.
Simone Fagioli wouldn't even have beaten Merli's last time. A superb effort from the newly crowned champion of Europe. And now the FIA Masters Category 2 gold medal winner. Fantastic finale to a fantastic day's racing.
Wow. Wowza. What a day. What a fantastic day. It's been just brilliant. Don't really know what to say.
It is.
Which is a bit difficult because I'm a commentator, but anyway.
A fantastic day's sport. I think everyone at the start line congratulating each other on a job well done. The fans will now get down to the track and will applaud their heroes as their heroes go past them. And we will tot you up on the final results very shortly. But we can tell you that Sebastian Petit has muscled his way in to the podium to avoid a Italian clean sweep of the steps. Here we are, 1:19.9 for Sebastian Petit, 1:18.57 for Simone Fagioli, but Christian Merli and the unofficial best time of day, 1 minute 17.85 from the newly crowned champion of Europe.
Wow, what a fantastic result there! And this is this is your Category 2 classification. So wow, top 16 for the little, top 15 for one of the little BMW power cars, which is phenomenal. Really, really good. So that's the Masters for another 2 years.
Another 2 years, we'll have to go into hibernation.
I know. What are we going to do? There'll be mourning tomorrow. But yes, it's been a fantastically organised event, I think. I just want to say thank you so much for having us back to commentate again.
Absolutely. Every year this event goes from strength to strength. It gets just that little bit bigger each time and that little bit more spectacular. We've had great sport from the great champions of Europe. We have had in Category 4 the British Championship runners slugging it out and providing tremendous entertainment. In Category 3 we had all of those Evos battling absolutely hammer and tongs all day long. And
all different. No, one of them was the same and they come out so closely matched.
Absolutely superb effort from all people, all drivers, and now the fans will get their moments as they can walk down the hill and await for all of the drivers to come back down and they can greet their heroes.
There we go.
Here we go, Category 4 again.
So close between the top 4. Phenomenal, less than a second.
Indeed. Poor old Alex Summers, he thought he'd nick back into the front, but he has to be settled with 4th as Britain, and David Mellor actually manages to squeeze in and ruin the British domination of the first page. Trevor Willis in 3rd, Scott Moran from nowhere into 2nd, showing you can never count him out, and won by Will Hall.
And just a note on Will, he has, I think, been so committed this weekend since he got here. He was doing the hill in the dark because he thought it would help him maybe remember it more.
He was. I'll tell you what's fueled him for this victory, and that's Cocoa Pops. Which he's had religiously for breakfast every morning. I'm going to come in, I'm going to get my Cocoa Pops, and I'm going to have a nice breakfast. Yeah. And it's done him proud.
Fantastic result. And yeah, all those guys to go from literally from 33s to 23s in 2 days.
It's superb. They've learned the hill brilliantly.
Yeah. What's next? Category 2 should be next if we're going to show the overall times. There we go. Category 3. Oh, Category 3, sorry.
So, yes, and so we have got in 3rd place this amazing Evo battle with Nicholas Verver cruelly denied his 3rd consecutive podium. But you had Simon Lukacic in 2nd, and they've taken all of the names away from me.
I think Nicholas Verver's moved categories, though. He used to be in a category, because he wouldn't.
I'm sure
he was category 1 in a cup car.
Yes, he did.
But yes, so fantastic battle of the Evos and there we go. Here we go. It's
this is just 9 through 16th. But yes, it was Mikhail Raticic in 2nd and Roger Snellman in 1st.
Oh, was it 3 different countries that they represent?
It was, yes. Poland.
Brilliant. Poland, Switzerland.
Poland and Switzerland.
And the 3rd one, I can't remember.
You keep asking me these difficult questions.
Yes. For 10 points in 1957. Who was? No, I won't do that. Who was the other? Which country was the other driver from?
Oh no, we have 2 poles.
2 poles.
Pole,
okay.
2nd and 3rd.
Brilliant, fantastic. But again, you look at this list and you've got such variety in Category 3 of all the.
You've got the Simca in there, which is like nothing else here.
No, and the Scorer.
And then the Mini Cooper.
Yeah, and a Lancia Delta Integrale, and then a Ferrari 458.
And the Sacrilege.
A Ford Escort Vauxhall.
Noel Galea with the gall to bring along a Ford Escort with a Vauxhall engine.
How dare you, sir? Yeah. It's brilliant.
For those of you listening outside of the UK who may not be sure, Vauxhall is the General Motors brand that is sold in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, it's basically Opel.
Which is basically European Opel. And so obviously or Australian Holden.
Yes.
So yes, there is that element of needle will always exist between those two brands.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't want it any other way.
No. So then, I'm just watching the onboard, and unfortunately, it's a bit of a scrum to get the. So the British trucks are still having to come up to start everybody else, but they can't get through the hordes of crowds. So
the
they're going to be some
can't
time.
get up. Oh,
but
dear.
they're in Parc Fermé anyway, so there's no rush.
No, they're not. They have to stay there for a good half an hour, don't they?
Yeah.
And so that's how it will roll.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to have to love you and leave you, viewers and Ali. I've got to go and do the post-race interviews. I just wanted to say thank you. It's been a fantastic day. I hope you all enjoyed it on the stream. Ali, thank you for being such a fantastic commentator with me. Hope you've enjoyed your day as much as I have.
Absolutely fantastic. Good roving miking, and it's been a pleasure to welcome you into the warm.
Thank you. Oh, it's nice. Well, it's colder in here than it is out there.
It is, isn't it, actually? I say that.
Yes. So hopefully speak to you all in 2 years' time.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Billy. And then the final, last but not least, classification is Category 1. Italian 1, 2, 3. Luca Gattani in the Ferrari, and finishing in third in the Ferrari 458. In second place in the BMW Z4 GT, really going well, was Marco Icchioangeli. Very, very well there as well. But then Lucio Perugini sweeping in at the end and taking the honours. He was the favourite all the time, and after a missed first run, he did manage to swing in and take the gold medal, his second in a row. And actually, as I look over my shoulder, I can see all of the fans making their way down into Parc Fermé as well to have a close-up look at the cars. We've got a very smiling Christian Merli being interviewed now in the driver's area. The one thing we actually haven't been able to update you on so far has been the Nations Cup. And what I can tell you so far is that Luxembourg had a difference on average of 0.49 of a second. And that puts them in first place. So that's Luxembourg have taken home the Nations Cup. It's passed by quite quietly. Guy de Muth with an average of difference of 0.02. So congratulations on to Luxembourg on winning the Nations Cup.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Christian Merli, gold medal winner for Category 2 here at the FIA European Masters. Firstly, congratulations. How does it feel to be gold medal winner?
Innanzitutto ti ha fatto i complimenti perché sei campione d'oro sulla categoria 3. Come ti senti in questa veste?
Ma sono felicissimo perché quest'anno è andato tutto stupendamente. Ho vinto il campionato europeo, il campionato italiano e poi anche il Master. Meglio di così, quasi ancora non sono certo di aver fatto tutto questo, sembra quasi un sogno.
Yeah. Now all day you've been getting a second quicker, and staying ahead of Simoni. Where did you find the time? How did you find the time?
Ti ha chiesto in pratica se con il tuo tempo stai sempre davanti a Simone. Come hai fatto, come hai realizzato questo tempo?
Allora, questa mattina lui ha avuto un piccolo incidente e nella seconda manche si è, diciamo, sistemato la macchina. Sapevo che questa sera sarebbe andato forte e ho messo un set di gomme nuove grazie ad Avon e ho detto dobbiamo andare più forte possibile perché lui sapevo che non avrebbe lasciato niente al caso.
So this caps off a pretty amazing year for you with the European Championship as well. How does it feel to be gold medal winner and European FIA Hill Climb champion?
È il tuo anno, insomma, nell'europeo hai vinto anche qui, quindi come ti senti aver completato queste vittorie?
Come ti dicevo prima, ancora un po' incredulo perché dopo tanti anni dove sono arrivato sempre molto vicino alla vittoria e poi sempre qualcosa non andava bene, andava storto, quest'anno tutte queste vittorie insieme sono ancora un po' incredulo.
Christian, many congratulations. Thank you very much. Grazie.
English?
Yes. Do you speak it?
No, black and Sorry.
Yep. My car is. But there's Parc Ferno'S, so you cannot leave for 20 minutes. But you will be okay, I promise. Okay.
Don't ask a lot, Billy.
I won't. I'll just ask.
Be kind.
I will. So I was just like, how does it feel? Better than great, please. And you know, you've been battling with Alex and Scott and Trevor all day, and Darren.
Yeah.
You know, how did you feel before the last run? How much pressure did you feel under? And where did you find the time? Where do you think the time was on the hill?
Yeah, no problem.
That's it.
Easy.
And then I might ask you a sneaky question about going one better in the British Championship next year. And that'll be it.
I'd have to get married then.
Oh, God. Yes.
Somebody's joked saying, does that mean you gotta get married now? Well, I'm like, no.
Yes, this is not in the T's and C's.
No.
Okay, are you good here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm now with Will Hall, Category 4 gold medal winner here at the FIA European Masters. Firstly, Will, many congratulations. How does it feel to be gold medalist?
Absolutely fantastic. It's been a great event, great competition between the UK and the other people in the class, and just fantastic.
So before the run you were third, I think. It was really, really close. There was about half a second between 4 or 5 of you. How much pressure did you feel under going into that last run?
Well, on the second run we had an issue with the turbo early on in the run and it reset itself, so I knew there was a big chunk lost. So I'm not saying I had it in reserve, but yes, it all come together for the last one, so it's all good.
Now, you guys have found about 10 seconds over the weekend from first run to last with the learning. What do you think of the hill now you've done it for 2 days?
Absolutely fantastic. If we could have started on Friday with practice and had 2 or 3 runs then, I think we would have been closer again. We kept on taking chunks each run, so yes.
Now, you came second in the British Hill Climb Championship this year. You've now got a gold medal here. What do you think you can do next year when we get home?
Ideally we've got to win, haven't we? I can't not win, really. Otherwise my wife will kill me. Well, not wife, partner. So yes.
Will, thank you so much for talking to us and many congratulations on your medal. Well done.
Thank you.
Right. Snellman? Where did Snellman go? Oh, he's there. So,
ladies and gentlemen, whilst the interviews are being conducted in Parc Fermé, thank you ever so much for listening to our coverage of the FIA Hill Climb Masters. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as us, and until 2 years' time, goodbye.
For me,
for you,
in English?
First time, even if it's short. Second time, German? Or would you prefer to just do it in German? In German. I'll ask the question in English.
Okay.
And the first...
I hope understand.
So, first question is, how does it feel to be champion? The second question is, how much pressure did you feel under? Because it was very close between all the Evos. Very, very close competition.
Yep.
How did you feel that? How tense did you feel?
Okay.
You know? Yeah? What do you think of the hill? Because it's your first time here?
Yep.
Yeah. And what was the other one? Yeah. Oh yeah. That's it.
You can.
We can cut, I think. Yes. Yeah. How do I pronounce your first name? Just Roger?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Schnellman.
Schnellman. Yep.
Lovely. I just wanted to check. Okay. So Roger Schnellman, Category 3 gold medalist here at the FIA European Masters. How does it feel to be a gold medalist at the Masters?
Ist ein wunderschönes Gefühl. Ich war schon jetzt an allen 3 Masters, wo die FIA ausgeschrieben hat. Ist für mich jetzt der Höhepunkt und ist wunderschön, das in Italien auf dieser wunderschönen Strecke zu feiern.
Now, it's been a close battle all day between about 3 different Evos, you and 2 others. How much pressure did you feel under going on to that last run?
Wir haben hier in Gubbio die europäische Bergelite. Alles, was Rang und Namen hat, ist hier. Doordat ich hier gewinnen kann, ist wunderschön. Der Fight mit den anderen Evos und auch Nico Sluggish mit dem Audi ist für mich ein Traum. Ja, ist wunderschön.
Last question. This is your first time at Gubbio. What do you think of the track?
Die Strecke ist der Hammer. Die Stadt ist wunderschön, eine wunderschöne Altstadt.